Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon, always building.
The NFL, San Antonio Sports Center.
Team USA moved to 5-0 in their exhibition schedule last night with a 92-88 win over Germany. The Houston Astros went down to the Oakland A's 4-0 last night as the Texas Rangers took their series against the Chicago White Sox with Wyatt Langford walking off in the 10th inning. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Talk.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. It's your old pals, the Morning Huddle.
Gather round, kids.
Gather around the radio like we're listening to a horse race in 1931, and you're about to come across a whirling dervish of sports and entertainment.
See?
What a day we've got planned for you with basketball matches and football prediction services and other speculations about what may happen in sports. That's what we do here. We talk the sport. Sprots Radio. We do have a fun show. It's always a fun show when Rob is here. Good morning, Rob. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, my brother. I'm percolating quite well on a Tuesday morning.
You've brought me a fisherman's t-shirt.
I traded for cookies. I brought a shirt for cookies.
It's the first fisherman shirt I've ever had.
I'm quite honored to be, the first to offer you what I'm sure will be one of hundreds over the years.
I put it on and Vic said, "Oh my God, you look so old."
It did age you. I am not going to kid you. I am not kidding. You put on one, it adds 5 years.
Yeah,
I don't care how old you are.
And
put on a fishing
hat.
shirt.
That's what I need because
and then you top it with a barbecue hat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, where was I the other day where I went to the movie theater, and this is the annoying thing about being a person who doesn't have a significant other in town.
Yeah, it's hard. One of the many things. I want to hear this one.
I went to the movie theater, and they've got the little bar off to the side. I normally like to go to the movie theater where you got a waitress. Like, that's what I really like, because then it's like...
I think the one... You went to the Palladium.
Yes.
Now, there are
apparently there was like a recent assault.
Oh, well, yeah. Welcome to San Antonio. There was one where somebody grabbed in that theater, a weird assault too, in the theater, somebody grabbed somebody and ran out or something strange. But I think that doesn't matter.
It wasn't I.
At this one, I think there are 2 small theaters where they do have.
Yeah, the Galaxy does.
But not all of it. There's a bar, but only a couple of the theaters actually have waitress service there, I do believe.
Okay.
But you have to, and it's a little one, you have to pick the right theater.
So I normally like to go to the Alamo Draft House.
Which you're guaranteed having.
Right. Yeah. But there's 2 Alamo Draft Houses apparently in San Antonio. And the one that I go to didn't have the Long Legs movie.
The Stone Oak one is the one.
Yes. And I didn't know where the other one was.
It's real close to, we were by it yesterday, dude. Right there at 281 and 410.
Okay. Well, then
for future reference.
Okay. So I said, oh, and you know what? The other thing was that they were the show that I wanted to go to, because it was the opening. They were sold out. So I said, okay, well,
a lot of people down for this devil movie.
I know. So I went to that Palladium, and I went off to the I by the time I got to the movie, I was like, oh, I guess I better hurry and get in there. And I said, but I also want to have some beer in this movie. And you're allowed to order 2 beers per person.
That's kind of a state law, I think.
Yeah. So I ordered 2 beers. And they have like they have a special beer that's made for the Santikos theaters, I guess.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, Freetail makes it.
Oh, awesome.
It's like a Pilsner. And I was like, okay.
Probably an easy drinking popcorn beer.
That's what I was hoping, something that'll go well with some corn. And I said, what I'd love to have is 2 beers and some popped corn. Now, I would have liked to have 4 beers based on the size of these beers. They were just like,
don't you have to get up and, I don't want to drink too much. I have to get up and go.
I did have to go pee at one point in the movie. And when I was peeing, I gave serious consideration to getting another beer.
Of course.
But here's the problem. Once you order 2 beers, now you're holding 2 beers. Then I was like, well, now I've got to get my popcorn.
They don't like a bucket. Can you put it around my neck?
They don't have drink carriers. So it's like, what do I do here? So I said, hey, bub, I got a favor to ask you. How about you give me one of those soda cups and I pour my beers in them so I can have one big cup?
Oh, that'd be illegal, AJ.
Why?
I don't know. But I knew that would be the answer.
He said, oh, no, I can't do that. And I was like, you little pimple-faced bastard. Like, what's going to happen to you?
I don't know why. I knew the moment you were saying that you can't, but you can't. I don't know why you can't.
Now, here's what my theory is. They think I'm going to drink my beer, and then I'm going to go to the soda fountain and load up on free Coca-Cola.
I don't think that's it.
No, they think you're going to leave.
I think
you
there's,
can't leave with
yeah,
alcohol,
I think
right?
it's a carry-out thing.
Yeah.
I think there's like a legal reason that it has to be pretty obvious that whatever the beer is in is a beer.
I've been so spoiled by living in Vegas, yeah,
but that's just nothing but sinners and ne'er-do-wells and shifty types.
Yes. It's basically Gomorrah.
Well, you keep in mind, our Sundays are still blue. You can't. There's a lot of car dealerships still can't open in Texas on Sunday because they was open on Saturday. Because God doesn't want you to be able to buy a car on both days of the week.
So I carried the beers like this,
and you hugged your popcorn.
And I was hugging my popcorn.
Respect. That's a vet move.
But
a man whose priorities were perfectly in order.
Yeah.
You had the beer first.
So that was my move. But yeah, that I don't even know where was I going with this conversation.
You were movie, theater.
I don't even remember. But it is difficult where you've got it like you're carrying stuff by yourself. I don't have.
That's what. Yeah.
But I also don't have anyone to try out my grub, and I.
What do you like you're making at home?
Yes. Oh. So I like to.
There's some benefit to that, though.
As you can all see, and anyone who's listened to this show knows, I am a manly man. I just told you I carried 2 beers and popcorn at the same time because I'm a manly man. But I also like to bake, and I made lemon crinkle cookies.
This effeminate. There's nothing effeminate about baking. It is primal. It's the same.
I don't think that's true.
It is. I mean, baked bread has been around as long as seared meat.
Well, maybe
not even as long. Seared meat's been around just a bit longer, but right together, man. Baked bread is when we became a society, when we realized, hey, we can just grow some wheat and live here instead of marching around chasing a cow.
Maybe so. But I made some lemon crinkle cookies.
See? That's delicious.
And I brought them in.
And it was delicious. Now, let me say, AJ, that you make the biggest damn cookies I've ever seen. It's not quite a biscuit, but it's of biscuit size.
It is.
It's a big damn cookie, which I appreciate. And there's an art to keeping what is by design a sandy cookie. Moist and delicious on the inside.
Yes.
I commend you on your cookie. It was quite good.
If I made a small, thin cookie, it would have been like a crisp. And you would have gone.
You've gone beyond my knowledge, but I can tell you what I liked. That was it. It was good.
Well, thank you. It was a good trade for the shirt.
And you can tell you had like real stuff in there. Like there's like lemon. I got real lemon.
There's lemon zest in it. That's how you get the flavor.
It's a solid.
Some people like to use food coloring to say, "Hey, this cookie's made of lemon."
Oh,
I don't like to do that.
But
I don't
so
like to make
big.
it yellow.
Well, it's like it is yellow.
I know, but I'm talking like cartoon. Like people put food coloring and make it like yellow.
That's for amateurs, man.
No, I'm
that's
a real
for
pro.
wannabes. Yeah, see, you're a baker.
You can smell in my cookie the lemon. That's how I use lemon zest. I'm
Now,
not using any artificial food coloring.
As a grill guy, about 80% of grill guy is the toys that go along with grilling.
Mm-hmm.
The big spatulas, the tongs, the spray bottles, the shakers, and all that kind of stuff. Do you have a specific baking stuff that's really cool?
Not here,
but you do at home.
Yeah, I've got some good stuff at home, and my like kitchen,
cool pans and stuff.
My kitchen setup here is it's pretty primal.
Yeah, limited.
It's it's not my preferred setup, and at home I've got the fancy oven and
Do you have like a good rolling pin? See, I've never owned a rolling pin.
I don't even have a rolling pin here.
But I mean, do you own one?
Yes.
See, there's not a rolling pin in our house.
Really?
We're not baking people. I wish we were.
Is that are you telling your wife? Or are you trying to hint
that
maybe, hey,
there's
honey,
not enough time in the day. We can only do so much. Now, if this was COVID, we should have. We didn't get. We played around. We started dough and did that kind of stuff, but it really didn't stick. Once time came back and we could go do stuff, we stopped doing that inside stuff.
Well, now I've got a bunch of my supplies. I've got like my flours, my special flours, my all my ingredients and stuff. You'll probably be eating more cookies.
Well, dude, I learned something today.
Because I can't. Don't tell my secret, Rob.
No,
don't say it out loud.
Oh, but I didn't. Okay, I won't go any further.
No,
the differentiation between ingredients. I didn't realize the variance of some of these ingredients. I had no idea.
There's a trick to getting your cookies so puffy. And staying moist.
See, I'm kind of ashamed to know the trick. As a neophyte, I shouldn't. I feel like I know something I should.
Well, you're my friend. I thought, it wasn't a fair trade to just give you a cookie for a shirt, so I had to give you a cookie and a secret.
Well, the surefire way to make sure that shirt will never fit would keep feeding me cookies.
Well, there you go.
There you go. There might be some other.
There you go,
some other shirts on the way.
How does this shirt not fit you?
It used to before you got here.
I'm pretty sure you and I are we're very close in size. Like we're generally the same size person.
I still, in my heart and soul, AJ, I'm a fat guy. So I always buy shirts bigger than I'm. Whatever it is, I just feel like I need it looser. So if I wear, in some brands, I wear an XL, and I always buy a double X. And if some brands I wear a double X, I'll buy a 3X if I feel like it. I just don't like tight stuff. So, yeah, my wife's like, that fits. I'm like, no, I don't like it. I like them big. It's just I'm a fat guy at heart.
Yeah, because it felt like it fits me.
It did fit you. You look great.
But like I said, we're generally the same size.
It's a very self-conscious thing with me. So no, I get it. But I also, I admit to the fact that I just wear things a little bit larger than they probably should.
Daniel says, there's nothing like drinking beer at 6 a.m. Gotta love it.
Hey man, if you can't drink all day, if you don't start in the morning, my brother.
Yeah. That just happens to be the time we go to work.
Now, some of us wait till the sun actually rises. But then others of us began when the sun was still up. So,
we didn't talk about beer before 6. So that'd be rude.
I mean, we're not animals. I mean, serious.
What are we, scallywags?
Really?
No, we're proper gentlemen on a Tuesday morning. All right, let's talk about Team US of A. Woo. Thank goodness we can still be proud of our great nation. It was
our whole country's kind of gone their way of this national anthem. I'm blaming her for a lot of crap.
Close call.
The last 10 days got weird, man, both in the real world and the sporting world. And it all began with a weird national anthem. I'm not just saying, but I'm just saying.
So we'll give you the Team USA update next. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. How about them Cowboys? What will the Cowboys defense look like under new defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer? San Antonio sports star relocates to California's Golden Coast to find out. You asked for it, you got it! Coverage of the Cowboys' week-long training camp in Oxnard is brought to you by AA Best Bell Buns and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Beginning Monday morning, South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio sports star.
I don't like onions. I'm doing paleo. Do they have gluten-free bagels? You can't juggle every food request for a work event, or can you? EasyCater is the all-in-one tech platform that makes it easy to get restaurant catering for work, with options for any group size, taste, dietary preference, or budget. EasyCater saves your favorite restaurants and orders, which makes reordering a snap. Need to modify an order? No problem. So when it comes to food for work, make it easy on yourself with EasyCater. Start your order at easycater.com.
If you're looking for a new couch, you could cut down on expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive. Because you know you've had this couch for too long. Sure, you've had good times together, but a ripped-up cushion is not a fond memory. It's a sign. Notice how other people have couches with 2 armrests? Now that's living, right? No, it's just normal. So bundle your renters and car insurance with Progressive and put the savings toward a new couch. Please, it's time. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
At Vanguard, you're more than just an investor, you're an owner. So whether you're planning for retirement or trying to save up for your next big adventure, Vanguard will help work alongside you to set personalized investment goals. That's the value of ownership. All investing is subject to risk. Vanguard is owned by its funds, which are owned by Vanguard's fund shareholder clients. Vanguard Marketing Corporation, distributor.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Brakes? We can save you 15% on that. We have OE quality Duralast brake pads and rotors in stock, ready for pickup or delivery. We also have calipers, brake fluid, tools, and anything else you'll need to do the job right. When you get Duralast pads and rotors together, you'll save 15%. It's just part of what makes us America's #1 brakes destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Maybe it's time to ask your checking account. What have you done for me lately? My Advantage Checking from Generations Federal Credit Union does more. My Advantage Checking pays you 2 days early, plus shopping rewards, identity protection, and much more. My Advantage Checking treats you right. So make the switch. Learn more at Generations Federal Credit Union. Member owned, community grown. Member eligibility requirements apply. For complete terms and conditions, visit mygenfcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
It's Jason and Joe from the Blitz. Join us at Circa Las Vegas in August for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest Weekend.
The Blitz will be live at Circa August 22nd and 23rd, and then we're staying for the weekend. Come to Vegas with us for the Ultimate Contest Weekend.
Circa Survivor and Circa Million are back. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere.
So join the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas. More details and discounted rooms available online at sasportstar.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the first annual Back to School Drive, Saturday, August 3rd, from noon till 2 p.m. while supplies last at Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-age children, only while supplies last, so don't be late. Saturday, August 3rd, from noon to 2 p.m. at Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Presented by the Gomez Law Firm and in part by ProStar Home Care Services, Sonora Bank, Las Palapas, and 94.1 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Starting off with a banger this morning, I see. You're using my top song.
This is just the montage of like we're working out on the beach prepping for the big fight.
Oh,
and
man.
You just hear that and that crack. The next scene is us in the ring.
But in 1984.
Oh, yeah. Little tiny shorts, tall socks.
Yeah. Man, that makes and tank tops.
Just working hard, getting ready for that big next match fight with that coach that came out of retirement.
Hate
with
that
one
coach.
last one.
Hate that one.
I'll win it.
Team USA.
See, they need that coach right now.
They do.
Oh, no,
they need something.
They don't need nothing. They got LeBron. That's all they need. They need nothing else.
I like Anthony Davis at the end of the game saying, LeBron still doing it at 45, knowing damn well he's not 45, just taking shots at his boy. No, Team USA gets the job done, albeit a more difficult task than they anticipated. Would you is that the way to put it? I would
say that would be an appropriate term. And I don't know how to take these games. I really don't, because they're tune-up games. Now, no one likes to lose any time, but in the annals of history, once we get about a week and a half away, no matter what happened last night, people will forget. I mean, it won't be hammered into your permanent record. So I don't know, as a coach, if you know that you don't want to lose a game, but you also know, what's this other team doing? How much are they giving me? And how much am I holding back? So I don't know how to take these games. I know that they're winning them. And I know when that team decides to go win, they go win. So there's some good to take away. But my goodness, it's awfully damn close. So they're playing with a margin of error that you lose one of those after the knockout. I mean, the pool play, you lose one of those, you're playing for bronze, man. That's it.
And you said something that I disagree with during the break. You were like, well, these games don't matter. I think there's a pressure on Steve Kerr to
you're right.
I don't think he can especially to South Sudan. Had he lost that game, it would have been like, what the?
That would have been in the annals of time. One of those. What? It would have been Chaminade beats Virginia. We'd have never forgotten about it because of that uniqueness. But losing to Germany, the team that beat you last year, by the way, in a game like that is no disgrace if you can walk out going, yeah, we lost, but I wanted to see my guys do this and that, and we gave up a bucket or two, and we didn't get back. But at the end of the day, it's a scrimmage. It's a televised scrimmage, so it'll be kind of in your brain, but there'll be no memory of it in 3 weeks if you win the gold. Now, if we won last night and we did, and you still screw up, people still won't remember what happened last night. It doesn't matter, but it does. It does matter. And Steve Kerr realized it. And more than that, LeBron realized that it does matter, that this is our game. And we don't lose our game to a dude named Franz. We just don't.
Well, I mean, if you were, like you said, they lost to this team last time.
Yeah, FIBA. But yeah.
Well, when you want to say, okay, hey, we almost lost to South Sudan. Yeah. Now we're playing the team that beat us last time out. Let's not F around.
You're getting that sense. Now, I will also say, and I don't know if it's not the lack of effort, but the Sudanese and the Germans were on freaking fire. Yeah. I don't know if it's because of the lack of defense or these dudes have been the target for 6 months of practice and they've just been unleashed on this team that's just kind of figuring out their playbook or what. But we're not going to see any teams play any better than we already have in the Sudanese. Now, the Serbs just folded up ship when we played them.
Yeah.
But the Germans and the Sudanese, man, they brought their A game and then they were blessed with unbelievable good fortune. So,
it's funny because I do feel like maybe defense is
there's some problems, man. It's a little sketch, but some of that stuff is just hustle. Get back, brother. There are people behind you, and they don't put their heads down when they dribble. They're looking upfield. I mean, their eyes up. That's what they do.
Tyrese Halliburton didn't play yesterday. So instead you saw a lot of Derek White, which is I don't think was the plan.
No.
Drew Holiday appears to be like kind of he almost has to be in the starting five because like you can't have a whole starting five that just doesn't care about defense. So Drew Holiday is like he's going to get a lot of real minutes for this team.
And offensively, he's a guy that, he knows how to play with superstars. That's a talent. I mean, it is.
But it is weird that when you're clearly if you said what's our biggest problem, it's we don't have enough on-ball defenders. It still kind of throws me back to like, what was going on with Kawhi that they sent him home? Like, because quite honestly, like if you take out all the personality of it, they could really use a Kawhi Leonard right now. Like, right? Am I wrong in saying that?
Again, I don't know what to take from this team. Let's talk after Sunday. When the lights are on and the things matter, let's see what we're doing. Because, again, I saw 2 games. If I felt like this Team USA team was lackadaisical or more or worse yet, not put together appropriately when you just never see a lineup that works together. I've seen lineups that work together. I've seen, capable things happen. I've also seen some absolute lackadaisical, not playing defense or not understanding that these guys are going to cut to the rim, man. This is what Euro basketball is. They give the ball up first. They don't shoot first. And they're just having to wind themselves into FIBA basketball. But
what's funny is Team USA, Team USA was 6 of 17 from 3. Germany was 13 of 43.
Yeah, Euro ball, man.
That's a massive disparity. Why is Team USA only taking 17 threes? Like
layups.
Okay. But when one team's getting 3 points every time and you're getting 2,
well, the 13 for 43. I mean, there's a reason why. Yeah, if they'd have hit a lot of those, if they were getting long rebounds. It was a screwy game. Again, it just felt like it's about 85 to 90% of what Team USA wants to do. They're not doing. Physically, Joel Embiid gave everything he freaking had last night.
Joel Embiid, as much grief as we've given him, he was good.
And he ran out of gas. I mean, he was tired. So they had that. Kevin Durant is practicing with but still not officially playing yet. Now, I heard this morning that he is officially on the roster, though Team USA has until Saturday at some point in the day to decide to complete their roster. But still no Durant.
Caitlin Clark.
Hey.
I'm just going to humiliate every other country by having a lady on the team.
And the Germans are good. Let's not get past. That's a team that beat us in the past. It's not going to be as easy as I think that this Team USA thought it was going to be. But at the same time, I just also believe that, last night, one guy beat the Germans. So you get another 2 guys show up, then we're talking 15. And if 3 guys show up, then we're talking about the 40-point spreads, which we should be expecting.
The Germans had a 1-point lead with under 5 left in the fourth. Franz Wagner led the way for the Germans, 18 points, 7 boards, 4 assists, and 3 steals. Luckily, Dennis Schroeder was 3 of 11 from 3.
Yeah, he had but that was the intent. That's what the Team USA came in to do. He was the point of contact on that. While the Team USA screwed up a lot of other defensive assignments, Schroeder had a rough game.
LeBron had, when I say saved the day, he scored the last 11 points for Team USA. He had 20 points total, 8 of 11 shooting, 6 rebounds, 4 assists in 20 minutes on the floor. In the 4 minutes at the end of the fourth quarter, LeBron had 3 defensive rebounds, a steal, had 2 layups, a dunk, a 3-pointer, and 2 free throws. He did pretty much everything he could in the fourth quarter, and had he done any less, Team USA might have been in trouble.
Man, he will never supplant Michael.
No.
It's a fruitless kind of effort if that's his effort. But I do think that he has seen some things that he can use to kind of feather his own nest. And we always will put Michael in the dream team. That's a synonymous thing. Those, I mean, it's one or the other. And I think LeBron in this Paris Olympics, he's carrying out the flag. He's leading the team into the gym.
Yep.
And then he's just utterly dominating in the one sport other than soccer that is truly worldwide. LeBron highlights hit every news wherever it is in the world over the weekend. So over this game, because of what he's doing, he's living up to his already gigantic name on the biggest stage he will ever play on. And the last stage he'll ever play on, and he's putting his flag down. Respect, man. This was the plan. He came in to dominate, and his team led him. Last night, they just kind of stood on the sideline and let him go get 20 consecutive points, and he was being guarded by everybody on the German team, and they couldn't stop him. It was ridiculous.
Well, if you want to see the United States play for real, Sunday morning it is, 10:15 local time.
Perfect.
Serbia. The hated Serbians.
Joker.
Man.
They folded up ship. That was the easiest game they've had and the scariest team they're going to play.
Really odd, isn't it? Although, I don't know. I think Germany's probably better than Serbia.
It's still the French, man. The French are the best team here. That's the team that Team USA was constructed to beat.
All right. Let's put a bow on Summer League when we come back. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, football season is here. How do I know that? Because, well, Jeff Traylor's going to join us today.
Jeff Traylor from the American Athletic Conference Media Day will join us at 2:15. Texans continue training camp. Cowboys a day closer to reporting. We're talking about it all on the Blitz starting at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Trane heating and cooling systems are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you. We run together. Visit TraneInfo.com to find your local independent Trane dealer. TraneInfo.com. It's hard to stop a train.
George gets justice. Hurt in a wreck? Get George. Hit by an 18-wheeler or commercial truck? Get George. Injured at work? Get George. When you're dealing with personal injury, you need to get George because George gets justice. I'm George Salinas, and my San Antonio-based firm has been recognized across the state of Texas and the United States. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
Hello, San Antonio. This is Chip with Diamond J Properties. You're invited to our waterfront land sale this Saturday, July 27th where you can own land in a waterfront community starting at just $49.9. That's right, $49.9. Don't miss this opportunity to own coastal waterfront land priced below market value. Estates with panoramic sunset and sunrise views, excellent fishing, pool, cabana, pier, boat slips, and boat launch. Each estate has paved road frontage and underground utilities. This one-day sale is this Saturday, July 27th, by appointment only. Call now, 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Call 210-853-0389. For your priority showing, call now. Don't miss this opportunity. Call 210-853-0389.
For your priority showing, call now.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
Can I just say this one thing? Alexa, play San Antonio Sports Star. I hope that gets a couple of them going.
Let us know if we just turned on your Alexa.
Ooh, turn on Alexa.
That did not sound the way it was meant. Where's your Alexa?
Bedroom.
Really?
Yeah, that's where I turn Alexa on.
At least you're turning somebody on in there.
No kidding.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is a new one.
Not a fan. Wait. Well, wait. I need to wait till they jammed on the one. No, I don't like it.
All right, fine. We don't have to play it anymore today.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, if we're voting.
Listen, we've got limited options, Rob.
Sorry.
The Miami Heat raised the banner.
Pele Larson.
Wow, what a run they've made. Their first ever Summer League title. They are the champions, my friend, in the words of Fred Mercury, great British poet.
It was a decent game. Game. They came to play. I appreciate that.
2 unbeaten combatants.
Overtime.
Questionable
coaching decisions.
Clock
management issues.
If I were Zach Edey, I'd demand a trade.
Hey, dude,
today. I'd say, listen, pal, I could have made the difference in that game. You left me on the bench. I want out of here.
We need to come up with a new award. I don't know what we call it. The Born on Third Base Award. The think you hit a triple. I don't know what the award is.
Who should win this award?
Well, because
who are we talking
I don't know
here?
how we disperse it. Do we disperse the award to the best of the child of the former star or the worst child of the former star? Because we have 2 sides of the spectrum this year. We have Bronny ended up okay, but really a less than stellar performance by the son of LeBron. And then we have Scottie Pippen Jr., who is a legitimate baller, triple doubles and 28. What do you have? 29 last night? A legitimate NBA prospect. Very different parts of the scale.
No doubt.
Now, Pippen's a year older. There's another year of maturation in this period. In this, everybody remembers what they went from 19 to 20. You just get older, better, stronger.
I also think that Scottie Pippen Jr., who, by the way, was on the Lakers, if you remember.
He was, and a product of a good college coach and some college minutes. I mean, he just got a little bit more prep.
They said, we can't have both these guys. Scottie Pippen Jr., I've always expected him to be really ugly because his dad is gruesome. I mean,
Larsa.
Scottie Pippen is a really unfortunate looking man. And Scottie Pippen Jr. is a good looking kid. He's like, okay, yeah, good job.
Got a little bit of Larsa, a little bit of the other side.
That must be what it is.
Jordans find that Larsa appropriate.
Oh, that's what I've heard.
I can't wait to see that offspring. No,
Scottie Pippen Jr. should bang Michael Jordan's wife.
It would be in a Game of Thrones kind of way, very appropriate. It would be very much the plot line I'd like to see.
I'd like to see that too. Pelle Larsson, 16 points for the Heat to lead the way. Josh Christopher. Actually, so Pelle Larsson didn't lead the way. No, Josh Christopher had 24 points. He was the championship game MVP. Khalil Ware, 21 points, 10 boards.
He's defined. Khalil Ware is going to help. He's going to prolong Adebayo's career. He is going to help this Miami Heat team.
Miami's so good at drafting. Like they just find good dudes. And credit, man. And now, mind you, the overtime is a little different.
They match it at like they was like match at 120.
Like that's the target score is 120, and it was a 118 game, and then
kabang, baby!
Pelle Larsson goes down and wins it 6, which is kind of cool, like a walk-off NBA. Like it's
legit, man. That's one of those that happens once in your lifetime if you're lucky,
because it's an untimed
walk-off
period.
Baby.
So but Khalil Ware, to your point, was 11 points or more in all 8 summer league games in California Classic.
Spring he defense first guy, man, and that effort turns into offense. He's a legit guy.
So well played by the Miami Heat, who are your summer league champions.
As we officially close the door on the first half of the preseason for next year, I think Memphis showed that a healthy Ja. They add Edey to this mix. Remember the moves they made last year. They've got some vets that are waiting to help. And Marcus Smart, I think we better look out for this. I think the team that's being discounted next year, the surprise team, the Minnesota team, is going to be Memphis back in the fold. A lot of skill there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of it depends on if guys are able to.
Well, Ja's going to be,
keep
of course,
their nose clean.
Yeah,
but
I mean, that goes without saying. But a healthy and fully actuated Ja Morant, you've got a front line that's going to average 7 foot across or more. Bane can
Jackson
shoot like nobody's business. There's a lot of talent in Memphis. One of those teams that could make a run late into the playoffs.
One of my favorite role players in the league is Brandon Clark.
Bouncy
I
kid.
love Brandon Clark. I loved him in college. I said, man, this dude is going to be the truth. And he's not like a superstar, but I'd love to have him on my team. So, they got some nice pieces in place. That should be a pretty good team.
It's cool.
Although it does feel offensively they're so dependent on Ja.
Yeah, they're going to
because, like you said, Desmond Bane can shoot, but it's when he's not there, it's like you got a bunch of guys who are defense first, and
but that's what happens when you have a superstar.
Yeah.
If he goes, you go. If he don't, you don't.
Yeah, but yeah, no doubt the Grizzlies look like they've got something cooking. The Heat, it's going to be an uphill climb because that's kind of the one thing they're really missing is like a all world type superstar. Jimmy Butler, we thought was maybe him. If he was, he's certainly on the decline at this point.
You'd think after LeBron and the way that it helped that stars would look to Miami, but Miami is a tough place to play. It is. You gotta buy into the Miami way. They ain't gonna bend to you. I mean, Ryle's been doing this too long with too many studs to go, well, for you don't have to do it. So I think that by design, you have to be made to be in Miami. And because it's hard to play in Miami, they have to draft well. And man, oh man, do they draft types. I'll tell you what, Now, Pele Larson, I watched him at Arizona. I knew exactly what he was. I never really equated him to a Tyler Hero type, but he showed up and looks a lot like Tyler. I mean, and then you look at the way that the Khalil Ware plays. He is not Bam, but the game's the same. I mean, they have types. They know what works, and they plug and play. They just go get. Jaquez is a poor man's Jimmy Butler. They went and got him last year. They went, what works with us? We need grit. We need this and that, and they fill those pieces perfectly.
Well, on the other side, we'll take a look at the lottery picks and how they graded out over the course of Summer League. I'm a little frustrated with their grading curve here because, like, the worst grade they hand out is a C, which is annoying to me. I hate when
pass-fail class.
Yeah, it's like, dude, come on. Especially compared to expectation, you got to be like, let's be a little more aggressive here. But we'll talk about where Steph Castle fit in this, and where the who got the terrible C, which is by all accounts a failing grade. We'll do that next. Morning Huddle 94.1.
Right now, there's a bunch of you folks buttoned up and ready for work, feeling good about your lives. Go on about your business. I'm not talking to you. But if you're like the rest of us, woke up a little slow, tired, hungry, and needing some caffeine, just eager to get to the next meal so you can get a little bit more energy, because you didn't sleep very well last night because you snored. You know why you snored? Because you're overweight. You ate poorly, you had too much caffeine, you never get any sleep, and it's a wheel that you can't jump off. Listen to me. There's an off-ramp. It's the Institute for Functional Health. If it is time, if you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, call Dr. Jacob Torres and let him explain to you that you can fix yourself and do it quickly. See, he knows that so many of us live a lifestyle that's going to put on pounds, stress, and cortisol, and all these things that I didn't quite understand until I met Dr. Torres, and he explained to me so many things that go into weight loss that are beyond my control unless I know how to control them, and that's why Dr. Torres has been so successful. So call him today and find out how you can get yourself back into a life that will let you live for a little while longer. Isn't that what we're chasing? Here's the number. It's 210-468-1891. Go to the website. It is the Institute for Functional Health, IFFhealth.com. Great website. Do your due diligence, but call Dr. Torres today. Change your life. Thank me later.
94.1 FM, San Antonio Sports Star.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's got to be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's majestic golden eagles and other less majestic birds taunting you through the baseball-sized hole in your new windows. It's soaring guitar solos performed through faulty wiring in your garage, which subsequently erupts into flames. It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
You're going to feel a puff of air.
Strong's Optometry has set their sights on staffing up.
Try the next line. Hey, Kim, can you tell our 2 o'clock we're running 15 behind?
Sorry, we're a bit backed up today.
He needs an optometric technician to keep an eye on it all.
Where are the dilation drops?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
We're going abroad for the first time in years, to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm peeved, Rob. Got my energy drink out of the Monster. Out of the, which by the, I've told you my preferences on energy drinks.
I know this, but
beggars can't be choosers. I gotta drink what's available to me. Except
this is God telling you don't do it.
It's too late, God. I've already
God
opened.
has sent you the message that you should not have that this morning. It's available to you, but it'll be about the same temperature as pee.
Yeah, what's going on? Why is the vending machines handing out lukewarm drinks?
You look at it as a negative. I look at it as God giving you an opportunity to step back and go, do I really need to drink this thing right now?
Is that why you clearly, yesterday when you got that Dr. Pepper out of the same refrigerator,
and I should have known.
You said, oh, well, this is warm. God doesn't want me to drink this.
Well, see, mine wasn't warm. I think we've had a slow degradation of temperature because yesterday I got it and I had a drink and I thought, well, I didn't really give it a second thought, but the next drink I thought, it's kind of warm. Have I been sitting here? Has it been 30 minutes or so and it just warmed up? But it didn't start out. Yours is already room temp, man.
Who's in charge of this machine? Who do I bitch to?
I think it's mob based. I think it's part of
No, I mean, who in our building is like the person who's under?
We don't know.
Whoa, what's going on there?
We don't know who's in charge.
Songden then.
I actually think it might be probably Shelton.
Okay.
He seems to be the man.
He's the easiest person to talk to.
He's a lovely gentleman early in the morning.
I
would go find him immediately.
What he really likes is like when I say, hey, here's what's going wrong. It's going to require your attention. He does not like that at all.
No. What he has skillfully over the many years that he has worked here is he's surly so much that no matter you always give it a second thought. Is it worth going and dealing with what I'm going to deal with? Because I know the fight back, and he's done that skillfully. So you never go to Greg Shelton with a small problem. It's a fight. You know it's coming, but it's worth the fight.
But I think now that you've been around me enough, I just do it anyway. I almost do it out of spite.
Here's the thing. We all start that way, AJ, but he is the slow-moving stream that builds the Grand Canyon. This is next level stuff. We're talking about generational surliness.
Here's what I've found with people like that. If you go every single day and say, I got another drink today. It was still warm.
I
got another drink today. It was still
bid you
warm.
good luck.
He'll just be like, "Oh my God, I'm just going to do this." So this guy will shut up.
I wish good fortune upon you. I hope there is wind at your back and sun in your eyes as you carry on this quest. But many great men before you have also decided, you know what, I can win Shelton over. No, this is decades long surliness that he has built this perfect. He only does the stuff that's really important.
Okay. Well,
I want you to fight this fight. I'm behind you every step of the way.
It's really important to me. Really important.
Go face that dragon.
Sometimes you got to do it, man.
Sometimes you gotta. And
you got to shoot your shot.
See, we're gonna play this music.
Remember when I told you I wanted that? What's going on over there?
Yeah,
and you were like, "Oh, good luck."
Good luck. Let's see.
And now it looks like,
hey, man, maybe you brought the
closed mouths don't get fed.
Yeah.
You just bitch about things and bitch.
But sometimes closed mouths don't get fed, but the tall grass gets chopped.
Damn it. I didn't think about that.
Riding the work with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
Hi, welcome to Staples. Hi, my son's teacher emailed his back to school list. He needs crayons and a comp book for every subject. Okay, no problem. With Staples Hot Deals, you'll find super low prices on hundreds of items for back to school. Oh, now they're saying he needs folders and glue. You got it. And markers? Of course. Oh, geez. Can we get a card, please?
Save big on back to school with Staples Hot Deals. Right now, 24-pack Crayola crayons and comp books are only 50 cents each at Staples. Ends 8/24, in-store only, limit 30.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can easily find coverage options that fit your budget. If only it was that easy to name your baby.
How about Jaden?
No.
Okay. Michael?
Went to middle school with a glue-eating Michael.
Sebastian?
Dated one in college.
How about Damien?
Vampire name.
All right. Greg?
Not feeling it.
Okay. No worries. No worries. Jeffrey?
Oh, love that one.
Wait, really?
No.
Find coverage options that fit your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Mom, it's school shopping time.
On it. Ooh, Target has select supplies like crayons and glue sticks for 25 cents, plus markers for 50 cents.
Next, my new Rockstar vibe means new clothes.
Ooh, totally. These graphic tees are $6 and made to last.
And a strawberry lunch bag to match my sweet personality.
Got it. And it's only $5. Let's get your favorite Good and Gather snacks. They're now at a new lower price.
Best team ever.
When it comes to low prices, Target has your back to school.
Hey everybody, it's Joe Reinagel from The Blitz. I cannot tell you how happy I am with my brand new Connecticut quality water softener. Had it in my house now for about 2 weeks, and the difference it is making is just unbelievable. You know, Connecticut's been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. Their products are made in America, and you live in San Antonio in South Texas, a water softener, it's a must. And Connecticut is the absolute best, up to 80% more efficient than competing models. Simple design, fewer moving parts, and in fact, you don't plug it in. No plug-in at all. It does not run on electricity. It only works when you need it to work. And right now, if you've been thinking about a Connecticut quality water softener in your home, Connecticut is going to let you try one for 90 days, absolutely free with no contract. All you have to do is give them a call, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or ConnecticutSA.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Center.
Team USA moved to 5-0 in their exhibition schedule last night with a 92-88 win over Germany. The Houston Astros went down to the Oakland A's 4-0 last night as the Texas Rangers took their series against the Chicago White Sox with Wyatt Langford walking off in the 10th inning. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Talk.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Robert Thompson, AJ Hoffman, getting you into work on a Tuesday.
Yeah,
Happy Tuesday.
Mind the puddles.
Oh, I hit one today.
Dude, I hit one on
it
10.
Like moved me a little bit.
Yeah, that'll wake you up.
We've been talking basketball today. It's a basketball kind of day, even though it's not basketball season, but the Olympics are making basketball season last a little longer than it normally would. The summer league grades for the top prospects for the lottery picks. Mm-hmm. And we'll start at the top, Rob. You saw most of these guys. Zachary Risache of the Atlanta Hawks.
He showed his
two
offense.
Games.
He showed his offense. He does have a smooth transition three. Other than that, I didn't see a whole lot. I will give him, if the lowest grade you can get is a C, are there minuses?
There are.
A B minus.
That's exactly what his grade was, a B minus. He 11 of 27 in his two games from the field.
Man. He's got a smooth transition. He does have a shot.
Seems like the offense is going to at least be okay.
Defense is low.
Yeah. Now let's go to the opposite side of Alex Sarr, where the defense looks like it's going to be there.
C.
He is the bottom of the barrel. Yeah, you got the C. This is. You could argue that, I wouldn't even argue. Of the guys we saw, the lottery types we saw, he was the worst, at least on that end of the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Like almost to an alarming point. Not just like, that wasn't a great. I mean, the 0 of 15 from the field was like, what?
I'm going to bring up a name from the past. Chris Olowokandi.
Chris Olowokandi?
Isn't that his name?
Michael Olowokandi. Yeah. Michael Olowokandi. I was like, did he have a brother who was crappier than him?
The Candyman. That's what Sarr reminded me of.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
I mean, and Candyman was an NBA player for 10 years. I'm not taking away from what he could do, but he could only do what he could do and never did anything else.
Now, again, all of this stuff I think we should take with a grain of salt because it's most of these guys played 2 games in summer league.
Yeah, but I think you can't tell everything, but you can tell a lot.
And I think what you can mostly tell is, are they ready to contribute this year?
Right.
And the whole reason why I didn't want anything to do with the 2 Frenchies that went 1 and 2 was I don't know that they can even get on the floor this season and contribute. And for the Spurs, I was saying that's dumb. Like you need to guys who are because Wemby's already advanced enough that he doesn't look like he's going to be a second year player. So you need guys who are all ready to keep up with him and can help him today. And I don't know when Alex Sarr is going to be good enough to help an NBA team. Reed Shepherd of the Houston Rockets looks like he'd be
A plus. A plus.
A plus is the correct grade.
Oh man, this kid is smooth. You talk about controlling pace. He's already dealing with he is the fix to the Houston Rocket problem. And he is a calm basketball player. And there's nothing frenetic about him. There's too much show and go with Houston over the last couple of years. Reed Shepherd is the perfect draft pick for this team. Boy, he early on, rookie of the year candidate for me.
Better defensive player than I thought he was going to be.
All of it,
at least in the summer league. 11 steals in 4 games. You take that, yeah, A plus. What about our guy here, Steph Castle?
Solid. I mean, he's exactly what the Spurs drafted, and I call that an A.
They gave him an A minus, and only because he played in 1 game in Vegas. 22 points, 5 boards, 4 assists, hit a couple threes. That's a good thing. And I think the thing that jumped out to me the most about Castle and most people was defensively. This dude is he is a legitimate on-ball defender. Mm-hmm. It's not going to take him time to work his way up to that. That's something he can do right now. So A minus is and again, they even say this grade is more on a curve because of his limited action in Vegas.
Well, think about how good he is now, and then put Wemby behind him.
Yeah, and put a year of Chris Paul coaching him.
Bright future, man. It was as good as could have been.
5th pick, Ron Holland of the Pistons,
the most gifted offensive rookie. Man, he's a bucket. He really is. B plus.
That's what they gave him. Yeah. It said he's one of the top players in the class based on upside and pure talent, but there are questions about long-term fit with the Pistons due to his skill set. Great cutter, go to the basket, but struggled as a 3-point shooter. You can only have so many non-shooters on the floor, hence why the fit in Detroit will be interesting.
They draft that type, and they got a bunch of them, but he was surprising at where he went, but you can see why they went and got him because he is a bucket. He can get one on anybody.
Number 6, Tijan Salon of the Charlotte Hornets, who was one of the guys who was like, really, that guy?
He was the riser that everybody. He's got the best body of the Euros. I'll be honest with you. I don't think I saw him play. I don't know.
They gave him a B minus.
Hey, good.
He played in 3 games, 9 points per game in Vegas. But they said that the problem with him was 1 of 10 from beyond the arc, which if you're going to be a stretch 4, you got to be able to stretch.
I think that was such a reach. If they saw B minus, congratulations.
Number 7, Donovan Clingan.
Exactly what you expected. He's in the perfect spot. A
minus. They give him. It says Clingan was one of the best defensive anchors, rim protectors in Vegas. 8.8 rebounds, 4.3 blocks per game, and just under 26 minutes per game.
Ayton's in trouble, baby.
It says Clingan should slot as the backup center in Portland behind Ayton, which won't be a bad thing for his long-term development. But he is the impressive thing was his willingness to shoot the deep ball. Only made 2 total 3-pointers during his sophomore season at UConn. He made 3 in Las Vegas. And if he starts developing that part of the game, he could be a real steal at 7.
The only guy that could slow the Clingan offensive juggernaut down was Billy.
Yeah.
His head coach.
Yeah. Rob Dillingham, number 8.
Lots of offense, lots of turnovers, man. He's right in between, a hardy B.
They gave him an A-.
Oh, see, there you go.
25 points, 12 assists in the last game. But
He's
looks
little.
like he can play. Yeah, he is small.
Really, he's going to be a defensive issue. He tries hard, but he's going to live in the paint. He's going to be a mouse in the house, as they say in the game.
But I think the big issue for him, or what he's always going to be held to, is what they used up future assets to get him. So he better be good.
Again, like Miami, they go, if you're drafting puzzle pieces, I don't care when you draft the guys, but they got to work. And obviously for him, I think that was a puzzle piece move from Minnesota. It was the kind of guy they didn't have. He's a creator off the dribble. Conley's getting older, and they're used to a smaller point guard. But Conley is, savvy and doesn't make mistakes, and that allows some of the other younger guys to go do and be. Dillingham's going to spend some time on the bench just because you can't trust him yet.
Number 9, Zach Edey.
Hey, man, he do what you do, baby, and he did what he did.
They give him a B+.
I gave him A.
Now, he did suffer an ankle injury against the Pelicans, played in one game in the Salt Lake City Summer League and dominated. 14 points, 15 boards, 4 blocks.
God.
That's a good game. But it says his role in the NBA is likely going to be as a backup, but there are some lineups the Grizzlies could throw out there featuring Edey playing next to Jaren Jackson in the front court.
Yeah.
They say this grade is based on his performance in Salt Lake, as he only played 8 minutes in Las Vegas, but they still give him a B+.
I saw him in Salt Lake. Do what you do. He did what he did. That's enough. He won't be much more. What you saw there, it's going to be exactly that for the rest of his career.
Speaking of Salt Lake, Cody Williams of the Utah Jazz, number 10 pick.
I was blinded by this guy. I didn't think he's as good as he's going to be. I think he's better, and just because I saw him play one game really well, I probably gave him a high C+.
They gave him a B.
Yeah. Okay.
He played in 7 games between Salt Lake and Vegas. This is a great rim finisher. Was 17 of 23 on shots around the rim. But they say he's not aggressive enough trying to find his shot. Had 3 games this summer with less than 7 points, scored 10 or more in the other 4. But if the Jazz go into full rebound or rebuild mode by trading Markkanen, there should be more of an opportunity for him to shine. So
he has. You know what? It makes sense. He does have some Markkanen to him, but he's better than I expected. But they defined him perfectly. He's very young and gets lost.
Matas Buzelis of the Chicago Bulls, number 11.
Limited sample, but golly, that might be the mobile 6'10" white guy that came out. There's several of them that all look good. Filipowski too. But always going to be the injury concern. I would say they probably gave him high B, low A.
Gave him an A-.
Yeah.
Played in 5 games during his time in Vegas. Against the Warriors, had 28 points, 5 boards, and 2 steals. Double-digit points in the other 4 games.
Ooh.
So it's pretty strong showing. And a guy who, the Bulls, I don't think are planning on winning many games, so I expect you see a lot of him this season, see what they've got with him. 12th pick was Topic, who didn't play because he's got a broken knee. Devin Carter was the 13th pick, who didn't play because he's got a broken shoulder. Number 14, the last pick of the lottery, Carlton Carrington of the Wizards.
I don't know.
You didn't see him.
Yeah.
Well, the Wizards are thanking their stars for him because unlike their number 2 overall pick, he actually played really well. It says there could be a world where Carrington has the best rookie season of any of his Wizards teammates. Had a fantastic summer league showing against the Bucks. 13 points, 15 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. He was a stat sheet stuffer during his college career at Pitt. It appears the Warriors found a gem at the end of the lottery, and he just turned 19 years old, so there's plenty of time for him to develop. So there you go. You take your A- for Steph Castle, considering he only played 1 game in Vegas. I think the Spurs are pretty happy with their choice.
Take your stuff, go home, stay healthy. We'll see you in October.
Yeah. Now, Reed Shepherd wasn't available. You can cry and say, "Oh, I wish we had Reed Shepherd." You couldn't have him.
No spilt milk there. The sad part is the Rockets got him.
Yeah,
but the Spurs were never going to get him, and I see why. I'll guarantee you this. They wouldn't have been upset if Castle had gone, but I think the Spurs got the guy they'd scouted, got the guy they planned on, and really didn't have any heart. But I think Shepherd, of the 2, did look better.
To me, the biggest takeaway is this. Thank God the Spurs didn't draft one of those Euros. I mean, what a mistake that would have been, or like how unfortunate would it have been, because not both of those guys are clearly so. And I'm not saying they're going to suck. I don't know. But I think that's the point, is nobody knows. But they are so far behind developmentally that it just wouldn't have made sense. I'm so glad I'm so glad they didn't even have the option to go that route. But I think back to, remember when there was like the conversation they might trade up to number 1. Oh, what a nightmare that would have been right now.
In hindsight, it was silly. That was never going to happen.
Yeah.
But, in our brief time with Brian Wright, everything was possible. And the idea of continuing the tank legitimately instead of the soft tank, which I think they're headed toward this year, it would have been a legitimate tank 2 if they'd have gone and gotten one of those top 2. Thank goodness that was not in the playbook.
No. All right. Let's hit a break. When we come back, boy, Southwest in the news again. Not as good this time. We'll talk about that next. Morning Huddle 94.1.
How did you shower this morning? Did you step out of a Kinetico water softened shower ready to go? I hope you did. If you don't have a Kinetico water softener, you're kind of missing out on the things that so many of us that have one know. You don't even plug a Kinetico in. It works off kinetic energy. I don't know how that matters, but it does. You don't plug it in, save some power. It really does. Because you don't plug it in and because it works on kinetic energy, it doesn't eat as much salt. You don't think about stuff like that until you actually have a water softener, and that's one of those things that saves you some money. Kinetico's been around a long time because they take care of their customers. They offer a product that works extraordinarily well in the environment that it was designed to work in. And here in San Antonio, that water comes through some limestone, but that limestone coming out of your pipes gets stuck in there. You see it. You see the residual on the glasses, that white powder. You feel it on your skin and in your hair. You feel like you've been sandblasted after you get out of the shower. Yeah, we all have it until you get a Kinetico. And once you've got one, it's one of those things you don't really think about anymore. And I want you to have one. Right now, Kinetico would like you to have one in your home for 90 days. They're not going to ask you for anything other than to look-see. They'll come put one in your home, and 90 days later, you can decide whether you want one or not. And most of us already got a Kinetico, and you'll be like us. Not only will you have the last water softener you're ever going to own, you'll have the peace of mind of knowing you'll have a warranty that apples to apples is the best in the business. Call them today. 656-PURE is the number. Their website is KineticoSA.com. Sing it while you type it. Go get your Kinetico and prove the home value, and you can thank me later.
94.1. If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
Well, they don't have a Patrick Mahomes. I mean, there's a huge difference.
Very true. But again, you've got a guy that was second in MVP voting last year. You look
how much life is that going to give it? We're going to go 10 more years with that?
You just want to ignore.
Holy cow.
I mean, you don't replace that.
I just remember the last game he played.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoon 2 to 6 on 94.1. San Antonio's Sports Star.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. If you stop running because your feet always hurt, that's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem, and it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Joel, I'm proud to introduce my latest in-summer relaxation relief occasion. I call it the Quarter Moon Grill and Go. It's a stainless steel propane gas grill with this, a full-size urinal. If you're gonna grill and you gotta go, it's the Grill and Go.
Folks, at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we fix plumbing and AC issues fast and at a fair price. 210-651-5899.
Grill and
go away, Nigel. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 88589E and 16004.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the first annual Back to School Drive, Saturday, August 3rd, from noon till 2 p.m. while supplies last at Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-age children, only while supplies last, so don't be late. Saturday, August 3rd, from noon to 2 p.m. at Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Presented by the Gomez Law Firm and in part by ProStar Home Care Services, Sonora Bank, Las Palabas, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. You know, yesterday we were talking about Southwest Airlines.
A fine organization.
Yeah, and how their resistance to change kind of saved their bacon last weekend. Well, but we also at the end of that conversation said, boy,
there might be somebody listening right now that doesn't know what Southwest managed to pull off in their ancient methods.
You know what? I'll recap.
Yes.
Yesterday, we discussed that while the world shut down because of the Microsoft issue over which started last Friday, Southwest was still rolling over the weekend because they're running Windows 3.1, which was what 1992 came into existence.
I think 92 was the first iteration.
They're running a near 33-year-old operating system that was unaffected by the issue.
How on earth can you justify that?
But when we said that yesterday, we're like, boy, that does kind of make me not feel thrilled about flying on their airplanes. And now the FAA is investigating an incident involving Southwest Airlines Flight 425, which was a 737 MAX plane. Departed from Columbus, Ohio, and was headed to Tampa, Florida. Was in its final moments before landing, but had descended to just 175 feet above sea level.
Yikes.
While still 3 miles from Tampa's airport.
Yikes. It's like looking out that window.
As the plane was perilously close to the water,
oh my God.
An air traffic controller alerted the crew of its position. Southwest pilots brought the plane back to a higher altitude.
Oh my God.
And diverted to Fort Lauderdale, where it eventually landed safely.
See, that's the terror.
Isn't it?
That epitomizes everything I'm afraid of being on a plane. The error part of it. Like, so you guys didn't notice that we were 100 feet above the water, screaming at 500 miles an hour? You didn't notice?
Now, this follows in April when a Southwest flight was 400 feet from the Pacific Ocean near Hawaii. And then in May, a Southwest Boeing 737 did a Dutch roll at 34,000 feet above sea level. Do you know what a Dutch roll is?
I feel like I should, but I don't.
Is that like I guess Dutch and Swiss are different. I was thinking of the little Debbie Swiss cake rolls. Those are
aircraft
good.
motion consisting of an out of phase combination of tail wagging, yaw, and rocking from side to side. So you're going up and down and wiggling like that.
That doesn't sound great.
No, that's a little frightening. You know, have you ever seen those airplanes come in sideways? That's kind of a Dutch roll.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't like that. So, yeah. Cool. You've got the the old computers that saved you.
Well, let's hope they are still working. Mr. Clippy is still helping out the types there that the scroll down bars that Windows 3.0 was so awesome with.
Mm-hmm.
Still works this Sunday as we fly out to Oxnard on Southwest Airlines.
But let's hope we avoid any Dutch rolls.
Well,
and they are
get some coffee.
They're flying close to the ocean. which is not ideal.
But notice that we're right above the waves.
Weird. Is that a shark out our window? Is that a dolphin? I don't like that. You know what else I don't like? I don't like this decision being made by another Texas-based company. Buc-ee's is expanding again. Now, we know that Buc-ee's is in Colorado. They're in Missouri. There's already been talks of putting them in Louisiana.
They're not in Louisiana already? I know they're in Tennessee, right?
Arkansas and Arizona, not Tennessee yet. You know where they're going next?
They're not in Tennessee? I thought they were.
I don't think so.
Doesn't matter. Where are they going?
Oklahoma.
Well, Texas is hat.
I feel. How do you feel about us exporting our quality goods to those Yankees above the Red River?
Oh, they ain't Yankees.
I forget you're an Oklahoma type.
But
you're an Oklahoma
they're
sympathizer.
more southern than most of us down here.
I forget you're a sympathizer.
Well, I have some red dirt in my blood. There's no doubt. I'm surprised they're not there. I'm all about exporting the greatness that is Buc-ee's. Everybody deserves to have a good beaver nugget in their mouth. You know what I mean? Take a crap in a clean and pristine bathroom. We all deserve that.
Do they even? I mean, how are they going to chew those beaver nuggets? You know
It's
what they're
not up to
you know
me
what
as
they're
to how
missing
you
there.
consume them. I just
They
provide
don't have teeth in Oklahoma.
No, they can shoot them. They got plenty. They're going to put that Buc-ee's right underneath the tallest building in the Northern Hemisphere, which is also going up in Oklahoma, which is also another reason to joke.
They're talking about. They haven't shared any details about which town they're looking to put it in. They've talked about a spot just south of Oklahoma City, so that students driving from Norman can hit the snack shop on the way to the state fair.
The height of the Oklahoma Society will be at the Buc-ee's just south of Norman.
Yeah. So
let's give it to them. I appreciate a good Buc-ee's. Their kolaches suck, but for the most part, I enjoy a good Buc-ee's.
All right.
We all got to poop someplace. Might as well be clean.
This is the largest store just got built. They said they will not.
That's the one right over here.
Yeah, in Luling.
Yeah.
So they are going to move to Tennessee or Florida, but they are not going to give them the large model stores.
Good.
That's
Serves them
saved
right.
only for Texans.
Now, one of the problems, you go into Louisiana.
74,000 square feet, that one in Luling is.
Now, in Louisiana, keep in mind, you can buy your shotgun shells, your jack, and your unleaded all in one stop.
Yeah.
So Buc-ee's would have to go into Louisiana, you'd have to get a few more licenses than I think Buc-ee's is accustomed to.
I think you're probably right. Think about that. 74,000 square feet.
We live it, baby.
74,000 square feet is 1.7 acres.
Yeah.
That's the store.
Yeah. Yes. You act as if you
and
have
then they've
not
got 200
experienced
fuel pumps.
Yeah, the greatness that is the Buc-ee's.
I don't want to give this to Oklahoma. They don't deserve it.
I mean, we're still taking their money. It's still coming back to the great state of Texas.
That's true. But they get it right back from us on the casino.
That's fine. We'll give it back.
Damn them.
But I'm not against exporting the greatness that is Buc-ee's to them that don't got it, because sometimes I'm going that way and I want a Buc-ee's.
You go to Oklahoma?
I have to. I got family obligations. I got kinfolk. And you say that when you're in Oklahoma. You got kinfolk. You got people. I got people
You
in
are
Comanche,
a sympathizer.
in Ardmore, in Waurika.
Gross.
Yes.
That's in your blood?
That is the greatness that is the Sooner Nation.
Ugh.
Yet another reason to.
You don't go to Oklahoma, do you?
Nope. There's good folks in Oklahoma.
I got my dog, my wife's dog. We got it in Oklahoma.
See?
That's why I don't trust it.
Good dogs.
No, he's a sorry bastard.
Hell, you can't help. Those Oklahoma State Cowboys, they all right. They're good people.
My German Shepherd, when I went home 4th of July, she's like running circles. She's so excited to see me. She's like, her tail's spinning around.
Obviously there's something wrong with her.
And then my wife's dog is just barking at me like he doesn't know who the hell I am. What are you doing in my house? Get out of here.
Thought I got rid of you.
Yeah. I thought you died.
I convinced her
you
to
finally
drop you
died
off at the farm where I've been told I'm going to end up.
He often looks at me just like, I can't believe my person accepts you into her body. It's gross.
You say it that way, it is. I'm kind of grossed out right now, too.
He's often in the room when it happens.
He
He follows her everywhere.
I'm here to impress my animals. Hey, watch this.
Well, he's small, so he probably is impressed. By,
Take note of this.
That's right. This is how a man does it. All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll hit some more Team USA, and we'll talk about the what the pod is looking like, what we think their the expectations should be now that we've gotten through the exhibition games. Are we still thinking this team should go undefeated, or should I temper things a little bit? We'll talk about it next. Morning Huddle 94.1.
It is nearly that day. You had it circled on your calendar. It arrives tomorrow. National Tequila Day at Twin Peaks all day tomorrow. They've got their margaritas on special. The house, of course, is fantastic. But if it's National Tequila Day, go have yourself some Sincoro Hall of Fame margaritas, or a Corazon Tequila Sunrise, or maybe a Casamigos Old Fashioned, which AJ might have a role in that. Casamigos Pool Party, just to name a couple of the margaritas. They're going to be on special. Go celebrate a holiday worthy of celebration. That's National Tequila Day at all of the Twin Peaks around San Antonio. They got 4 locations waiting on you. You know, when you walk into a Twin Peaks, you expect greatness. 360 degrees of greatness around you, like TVs, no matter where you're sitting in your man cave. Icy cold beer starts at 29 degrees. You know how you know that? Because of the thermometer above the bar. Head over to the one over on 151 on the far west side. You can go to my home field of De Zavala and I-10. Loopland right there at 410 and San Pedro. Then finally, the brand new location over on IKEA Lane on the northeast side. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, football season is here. How do I know that? Because, Jeff Traylor's going to join us today.
Jeff Traylor from the American Athletic Conference Media Day will join us at 2:15. Texans continue training camp. Cowboys a day closer to reporting it. We're talking about it all on The Blitz starting at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how happy and healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend is a premium freeze-dried raw dog food designed to support your dog's health, happiness, and lifespan.
Their jaws are more flexible, their teeth are cleaner, and their coats shinier, and why they seem more youthful even as they age.
I'm veterinarian Dr. Marty Goldstein. I've helped countless dogs thrive with one simple concept. Your dog needs a high-meat diet similar to what their ancestors ate in the wild.
Dr. Marty created Nature's Blend using 50 years of nutritional research and experience, helping dogs make incredible Free bag of Cod Krispies. They're wild-caught, ultra-crunchy cod skin treats. Go to drmartypets.com/good or text GOOD to 511-511.
Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee.
All dogs are unique. Your dog results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
You're not going to want to miss this. Diamonds Direct summer sale starts this weekend. For 3 days only, this Friday through Sunday. Get 20% off rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and more. Plus, book an appointment and get an additional $100 off. And designers are flying in from New York and LA to showcase their latest trends. That's 20% off, plus $100 off with an appointment and designer trunk shows. Tons of engagement rings on sale, too. 20% off starts Friday. Details at diamondsdirect.com. 3 days only and Sunday.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
It's Jason and Joe from the Blitz. Join us at Circa Las Vegas in August for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest Weekend.
The Blitz will be live at Circa August 22nd and 23rd, and then we're staying for the weekend. Come to Vegas with us for the Ultimate Contest Weekend.
Circa Survivor and Circa Million are back. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere.
So join the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas. More details and discounted rooms available online at sasportstar.com.
Will CeeDee Lamb show up for training camp or hold out for a new deal? San Antonio Sports Star is live from Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California, with the answer to that question and others. Team coverage brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Monday morning, South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Team USA remains undefeated with a huge victory over the Germans. The Krauts, as my grandfather would call them. The Nazis.
Nazis.
They didn't learn their lesson in WW2. They came back for more yesterday.
We put them back in the box.
We gave them more. It was a lot closer than WW2 was. But, you know, in war, all that matters is who wins at the end, right?
I think at the end of the day, yes.
And the USA was victorious.
Yes. In a friendly. That wouldn't have mattered either way.
I don't think we should even play friendlies with Germany, by the way.
How could he be friendly?
Yeah. We'll never forget. That's what I like to say. Never forget.
Although I like Berlin.
Never been.
Berlin.
I'd like to go.
You'd love Berlin. I think of all the international cities, first of all, Hoffman, but going without that, stepping into a city that appreciates a fine brew.
I have a like the list of places my wife wants to visit in Europe is so different than the list of places I want to visit.
Berlin's dirty and gritty, man. It's not a.
I want to do like Munich and Copenhagen and
Copenhagen, same way.
Like Prague.
Never been.
Amsterdam. Like I want to do that part. She wants to do like the romance cities and Scotland, which she's already done, but she wants to keep doing Scotland. She likes it there.
I do too. I'd go back tomorrow. I like Scotland when it's cold.
I don't like to be cold ever.
Dude, I like it when it's Scottish weather, man.
I don't
walk
want
outside and there could be a werewolf out there. You don't know.
I hate werewolves.
That's why bourbon is. Well, that's why Scotch, man. That's the reason for its existence is to.
I don't like Scotch.
That's the only place I can truly enjoy it.
It tastes like dirt. Like I don't want my booze to taste like the earth.
Charcoal.
It's not for me. I like good old American bourbon or rye whiskey. Like the way we do it here in America.
So yeah, bourbon.
That's right. But Team USA does get the job done. Not quite the.
Are you concerned? I mean, is there any? I get a hint that you're kind of worried about this.
Yeah, I wasn't, and now I've gotten there. I'm now like, what? I thought maybe the Sudanese matchup was a fluke, and I was like, okay, big deal.
It was a fluke.
Oh, well, then what was yesterday?
They beat a team that beat them last. The last time we saw the Germans, they beat us. Now, I agree.
How did we not have that fixed between last time and now?
We did fix it. We beat them.
Barely.
Well, it's a W. No, I think there's legit a little bit of concern creeping in. I don't think it's gloom and doom. We're really concerned over whether you win by 10 or 20. I really do believe that. I think they played two of the three games that I've paid close attention to. Two teams that were legitimately on fire. Now, there is some question as to, did they allow them to become on fire, or was it one of those things like, we got Team USA right now, we've been practicing for them since we could practice. We've had one game plan, is to go against this team on this moment, knowing full well that their attention might not be 100% on winning. So I know I had two teams that were bananas. I mean, last night, how many threes did Germany jack up last night?
They were 13 of 38.
They shot like there was no tomorrow.
Ultra Cowboy says Embiid's a liability on defense, not built for the international game. That wasn't the case yesterday.
At least in the first half. He got tired in the second half because the mobility required. He just ran out of juice. But while
he was blocking shots,
yeah,
and
man,
he was like leading fast breaks even. Like, I don't know, man. It's I'm just not in love with the way things have looked so far. And I always thought, like, since the US lost in the Olympics, that every other team went out there with the idea that there's no way we can let that happen again. Like, this is the one sport where we're not allowed to lose.
You know how we could ensure this, but we don't want it? We could ensure that we would never lose another game. We could create a U.S. Olympic team, and that's their profession, is a U.S. Olympic team. Maybe not quite full NBA. Those peripheral players, some of which find their way into the big three.
Okay.
Those guys that are on the end of their career, but not totally done. I mean, we're not having to beat great teams all the time, but I do think the way we do it, as the world has caught up with us, is not going to be, you just can't do it this way, because they have teams that play together for months before we get back. And before that was okay because it wasn't NBA talent. Now it's NBA talent that's been playing together for months. And no matter what, a great team will always beat an amassed group of talent. It always will, always, if the team is playing as a team. That's just why teams win. So the current method, yeah, we can put together dream teams, and we'll get LeBron that'll dominate the last 20 minutes of game, and yeah, we'll dominate. We'll take those wins. But with every passing year, with every new Southern Sudan NBA Africa team, that's getting harder and harder to do. So, but we don't want to do that. Nobody wants to be full-time Olympic team.
Yeah. Because, then how are you going to make your money?
Well, there should be some set pay. You should get more than a G League.
But you're not going to get millions.
No, well, maybe. U.S. men's national team, what are they getting?
Can't be millions, is it?
Well, or the women's team. There's got to be a method to the madness.
They're not paying women millions.
Yeah, they are. Women got more than
kidding.
the men. Yeah, yeah. But there's got to, if and when this happens again, and I don't think it's going to happen this year. But when we get embarrassed in the FIBAs, it's because we're just playing teams with talent, and teams beat talent.
I guess maybe you're right. It just feels like we would have figured out a way around this by now. Like, we'd have random, like, okay, if you're going to be on Team USA, you've got to show up here, and here for these 1 week camps where
and they do, and we don't, but we just don't get to send. LeBron is not going to spend 3 weeks last summer out practicing with FIBA.
Then just don't have LeBron on the team.
Exactly. But if we are not going to, the only way we can cohesively survive now is to make sure we're bringing our very best dream teamers, because we're going to have that kind of talent to beat a team that's been practicing together for 3 months, been playing together for 5 years.
Well, that's the other thing is, like Germany, for example, they've clearly got 7-8 dudes who practice and play together all the time, and then they add their best players.
Yes,
in.
They've been together since they were 12.
But if we could hook up a situation like that where we got 6 guys who don't play in the NBA, who are Olympian basketball guys, and then we add 6 pros,
I think there's a method to this. I do think that, but if that team would be, it wouldn't be the easiest thing to just throw on a couple of stars. There's some witchcraft involved, but we could. I'm not saying that they're going to lose a game or even have a team within 15 points most of the time. We're not there yet. But in 2 more Olympics, 8 years from now, as this African game continues to grow and as the Europeans continue to, do what they do, we just can't sustain this anymore. And it shows. Last night, it took LeBron 20 minutes of hard labor to go get it done. Now, he did it 1-on-5 most of the time, but he did it. I don't know how hard they started the game or how hard they closed the game, but we're getting to the point where our talent will not single-handedly beat them anymore.
The first matchups are on the 27th. That is Saturday. U.S. doesn't play on Saturday. It's Australia, Spain, which should be a decent matchup, actually. Germany, Japan, France, Brazil, and Greece, Canada on the first day. And then day 2, South Sudan against Puerto Rico, Spain against China. Oh, that's Spain against China's women's. Never mind. Serbia against the U.S. is the end of that day. So all 12, there's 4 men's games on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. That'll get all 12 in their first round matchups. But and Team USA, the last to tip off, like we said, around, what did we say?
10 or so.
10 o'clock our time. U.S. against Serbia will be the 7th game, or the 6th game amongst the men. I guess there's always the possibility too that we've been holding back. Like, we're not showing everything, but
I guarantee you've been holding back.
But when I think that, I'm like, they wouldn't have let that South Sudan game go the way it did if they were holding back. They would have said, okay, I know we said we were going to kind of BS it, but now's the time. I'll compare it to something else that I used to do when I was coaching baseball. You have your so the way club baseball works is you play 2 games on Saturday typically for seeding, and then Sunday you play till you lose, which sometimes will be 4, sometimes will be 5 games. And so you have to kind of, because you've got pitch limits, you've got to kind of finagle how you're going to work Saturday. You don't, being the 1 seed's not necessarily the best thing, because it means you probably used your best pitching. But on Sunday, you try and save your better pitching for later if you can, but you also you've got to win, So if you're playing, if you are the 1 seed and you're playing the 16th best team in the tournament in your first game, and you're down 4-0 because in the 3rd inning because you used a bummy pitcher, sometimes it changes your plans about holding out your best pitcher until later in the tournament. You know what I mean? And I feel like when you're down by 20 points or whatever they were to South Sudan, that would change everything about your approach. You say, okay, LeBron, guys, we're not messing around.
And Steph Curry decided we're going to go win it. Now, that's the other part of the international game that always gets Americans, is the game is only 40 minutes long. It's not 48 minutes.
Yeah.
That extra 8 minutes, that's a lifetime. So once you get behind a Euro team, coming back, you better do it fast. It's not, let's just get it within 10. Time slips away so much more. And the way you're allowed to use the clock and the timeout, the NBA is made not for the expedition of the game. The clocks and the timeouts in the NBA are about commercial breaks. The international game doesn't deal with that. You can't time the way you can't manipulate the clock as a head coach as much as you can in the international game as you can in the NBA. So what happens to the American coaches? You get over there, the clock gets away from you, you're down by 15, and there's only 3 minutes left. You don't know how you got there. Luckily, LeBron's been around the international game long enough to realize, look, it's time to go now. There's no time. And in 2 consecutive games, he has single-handedly carried this American team across the line.
Ramiro says we shouldn't be relying on a 40-year-old LeBron. Well, thank God he's there, because if we weren't relying on him,
there'd have been an L. There'd have been 2 L's.
Yeah, probably 2 L's. Kevin Durant is the all-time leading scorer for Team USA, and his timeline continues to be pushed back as he deals with his right calf strain. But Steve Kerr met with KD yesterday. They decided they were going to hold him out of the Germany game. but they said there is 0 chance that he will be removed from the roster. There's no thought of replacing Kevin. I was hoping he would get a game here, but it just didn't work out that way. But he is going to be on the Olympic roster. They've got until Saturday to finalize the roster. I don't think they're making any changes at this point. It was such a big deal to make the Kawhi change. Doing it the day before they play a game wouldn't make much sense, unless you thought that KD just can't possibly contribute. And even then, I think maybe they're looking at it as like, we'd rather have KD be around and be a part of this Team USA basketball than.
Well, if it's as tight as we're thinking, don't you think you might want to have Jaylen Brown's number on speed dial just in case? Just in case. I mean, we're working on a razor's edge if we're going by what we've seen on these last 3 games. I don't necessarily agree with that. And I also think that Durant is one of those things you held back. Again, as much as yesterday did matter to the general positive health of the the basketball team's mental side of basketball. And the other side, it didn't matter at all. And why would I even risk a Kevin Durant in a game that does not matter against a team that might very well take him out? Because it does matter to the Germans. So I don't know where he is on this health thing. It's a benefit to know that Kerr at least believes he's going to play.
Well, if you remember back in, was it 2019, when he had a strained calf and then suddenly it turned into his Achilles fell off? Like, the idea that KD's even pushing this is surprising to me. But
there's a lot that plays into this. The Phoenix ownership. You talk to them. How comfortable are you with him? Because obviously, physically, he ain't ready to play yet. And you're going to have him back or risk an injury and having him back again in October.
Phoenix ownership is calling saying, hey, sit him out. We'll give you Bradley Beal.
Gladly. Although Devin had a game yesterday.
Grind him into the dirt.
Devin had a couple plays. Devin Booker looked more in tune with the idea that Kerr has yesterday than he had.
But apparently Kerr, being KD's coach for a little while, is making him more comfortable, because he said when he missed time with us, he came back and it didn't take a ramp-up period.
Dude, you know what? I hadn't considered the fact that Steve knows KD.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I didn't put that two together. Yeah, man, I'm not worried. Kerr doesn't want to get embarrassed. He ain't going to bring a guy along that will not help in victory.
No, I think you're right.
I don't care how good an old friend you are. This is my legacy as well. I don't want to be an NBA coach that lost a gold medal. I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to make me feel better. Maybe if they get in and when they play Serbia,
we'll know.
Who I've already seen them smack around. But if I see them smack them around in the actual Olympics, maybe I'll start to feel a little bit better. But yeah, it's not going to be immediate. I'm not, I'm not as confident as I was. The current odds, Team USA is now minus 500 to win the gold medal. I wouldn't lay minus 500 like that.
No, but again, it's all about the French. I mean, it's Team USA and France and everybody. That's what we're going into.
You can bet winner without USA. So, like, you could bet if you think USA wins the gold medal, who wins the silver, or if USA doesn't win the gold, who does. And Canada is the favorite, plus 170. France plus 190, Serbia 5-1, Greece 7-1, Germany 11-1. South Sudan still
it didn't help.
No, 200-1.
Get a bump.
Although ironically, they are no longer the longest shot when you look at the regular champion odds.
Japan
is the longest shot, but when you take the USA out of the mix, South Sudan becomes the longest shot because of the pools that they're in. So
I'd bet some money on South Sudan for a bronze. That team, if they stay that hot, baby, they can beat a lot of teams.
To win a medal, any medal, South Sudan 100-1.
Hey, so you're saying there's a chance? That's a $10 bet. Why wouldn't you, man? Did you see them? Wenyen Gabriel.
Yeah, I'm not.
Did you hear post game that they don't even have an indoor court in South Sudan? There is not an indoor basketball court in their country.
that makes it all the more alarming that we almost lost to that team. What the hell?
I saw Hoosiers. It's possible.
Listen, man. If we lose, when we lose in international soccer, I don't say we unless I'm talking about Team USA for whatever reason. That's the only I don't have any teams that I we, but I do we Team USA.
Well, you're allowed to.
I'm American.
You got a birth certificate
That's
says
right.
you're a teammate.
Well, and also, I served this great nation.
Yes, they was.
My grandfather
Uncle Sam was on your check.
Fought the Nazis. So I can say we.
Mine fought the I can't say the terms that we.
Oh, he fought. My grandpa fought those too. He got a little bit of both actually. Gramps did. He got some on both sides of the ocean.
Canal and the lakes. Yeah, we had different terms for that.
Yeah, we won't say those. No. We just say Nazis.
Drop the big one on them though.
2 of them. That's right. Learned a lesson. No, but I do think that if we get embarrassed, I think that they're going to have to, kind of like when USA Soccer lost, we said we got to fire this coach.
Yeah,
they fired him. Everybody's scared to fire Steve Kerr because it looks bad on him.
But the worst first coach to lose. I mean, we lost last year.
Should have been fired then.
Well, was he the coach? Yeah, he was.
Whoever's the coach should be fired if you lose an international play. You should get fired.
Well, you will.
Get your ass out of town.
You only do one because there's already a term limit. You only get to do it once.
If you keep winning, keep coming back.
I say Jeff Van Gundy, who is the guy, he's the test driver for Team USA. Whenever we have other games with minor pros, it's always Jeff Van Gundy who's their coach. Make him the permanent Olympic basketball coach. Give him 10 dudes and add 5 for the big ones and have a team, a legitimate Team USA of guys that are willing to take a little bit less, but shoot, there's enough money coming through Team USA basketball where they could fund these guys. They could make a living like quite, almost NBA rookie or vet level. Right?
I guess Chuck Daly's dead, huh?
Wow, yes.
Damn. He would have been good for the job. Take us back to the old school, the dream team.
One of the great coaches that never gets the credit.
He won a gold medal.
When we talk about the greats of all time, Chuck is consistently left off that list, and it's a shame.
It's a damn shame. We got more Morning Huddle coming up. That's not a shame. We'll be right back.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. Classes start August 14th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
"This is ludicrous."
but that won't fix your home. That will ludicrous.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Before you fire up that grill, make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market. Hi, Jason Minix here. Tri-County Meat Market has everything you need. If you're thinking steaks, you want some chicken, some poppers, beef ribs, pork ribs, brisket, picanha, tri-tip. They've got it all at Tri-County Meat Market. Take advantage of their Pick 5 for $25, and Tri-County always offers a 10% discount for military and first responders. Tri-County Meat Market, 2 locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Heebner, or online at TriCountyMeat.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
As a roofer, I don't have time to fail.
Homeowners rely on me, so I rely on Beacon. Beacon's unique network of branches work together to get me what I need when I need it. And with the Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips. Now through September 15th, purchase high-quality GAF with Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon, always building.
Philo's got a world of entertainment for you to explore with just one subscription. Sign up today and start watching all the networks you love, like A&E, MTV, Discovery, VH1, TLC, Lifetime, Hallmark Channel, and so much more. Featuring current seasons of all the best drama, true crime, reality, and family-friendly shows you can't afford to miss. And with up to 3 streams at once, you'll never have to fight about what to watch. Get started today and unlock our library of over 75,000 movies and shows, and save all your favorites with the unlimited DVR, so you can rewatch them anytime, anywhere, for up to a year. Philo now includes access to AMC Plus. You can discover your next obsession from its collection of hit originals like Mad Men, The Walking Dead, Killing Eve, Orphan Black, and tons of blockbuster movies. There are no contracts, no commitments, and no hassles. For just $28 a month, Philo's a better way to watch TV. So what are you waiting for? Visit philo.tv and sign up today to start your 7-day free trial. That's PHILO.tv.
My name is John. I could not lose the weight I needed to. The Institute for Functional Health Wellness Program was the answer. It included a great deal of testing, supplements, and weekly face-to-face doctor visits. I finally had the accountability I needed. I am now 50 pounds lighter. I no longer have pain in my elbow, back, and hips. I have more energy and just feel and look so much better.
Call for your complimentary consultation, 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
94.1 FM. San Antonio Sports Center.
Team USA moved to 5-0 in their exhibition schedule last night with a 92-88 win over Germany. The Houston Astros went down to the Oakland A's 4-0 last night as the Texas Rangers took their series against the Chicago White Sox with Wyatt Langford walking off in the 10th inning. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Talk.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Hello, everybody. I've got some more basketball to talk, but I figured, oh, yeah, go ahead and do that thing.
We got a thing to do right now, yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Let me go relax at the pool, or to the pool area. Now, I don't know how you people do the pool, but when I go to like a public pool, hotel pool, I go away from the people. I don't go near people. I don't chit chat. All right? I know a lot of people like to go, oh, hi. Oh, we love the weather. We come once a year. I don't do that. Okay? There's a group of guys came down loud. I'm not into loud people. I heard them before I saw them. It's this group, the high five group. You ever get this group that comes down? Why? You're 42 years old. Why are you high-fiving? You're at the pool. You didn't score a touchdown. What are you high-fiving people for at the pool?
That is Sebastian Maniscalco, the It Ain't Right Tour, coming here to San Antonio, Texas, August 11th, Frost Bank Center, the big boy. In the big house, they call it. I don't think they call it that, but they could.
Should.
Get your tickets at livenation.com if you're not number 5 to call into our radio show today. If you're the 5th caller and Vic picks up and says, congratulations, hombre, you're caller number 5. And Vic, I want you to say that to caller number 5 today, please. Congratulations, hombre. You're caller number 5.
What's your go-to calling somebody a guy you don't know?
Bubba.
Is it Bubba?
Or buddy.
Chief?
Hoss. Pal. Sometimes I say friend. It depends on if I like them or not.
Yeah.
But I say Bubba if I don't like them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mine's Chief. I call you Chief. I'm looking.
That's
down my
offensive.
notes. Yeah.
If you call me Chief, I'd want to
Oh,
fight
you call me Bubba?
Yeah.
Bubba.
If I call you friend, it's a positive.
Yeah, that's an indifferent.
Well, hey there, friend.
Middle of the road. I get that.
No, that's a positive. That's not middle of the road. I mean, friend is a good word.
I assume that I start with friend, but yeah, if I call you Chief or boss.
Oh, boss. What about pal?
If I call you pal, that's right in there with Bubba.
Yeah.
Pal.
Hey, pal.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
Friend is a good one. I don't know.
Brother.
Brother works
to me.
for me.
That's my nicest thing.
Yeah.
If I sling a brother at you, we're all
right. Yeah, I don't know what my go-to is. I don't know. I don't remember the last time I dropped a Chief on someone.
Thanks, Chief.
That'd be wild to call someone Chief. Back to Sebastian Maniscalco. If you want tickets, you can get them at livenation.com. I assume we have a winner there, Vic.
He sounded happy.
Oh yeah, somebody was one elated hombre. Hombre.
One tough hombre.
Peggy Hill. Espinol. Did we get a winner, Vic? Oh, Vic. His headphones are on and he can't hear me.
He's talking to the winner.
Oh, I don't like that at all. All right.
I'm gonna crack a cold one here.
Oh, do it. Oh, yeah. You got Miller Lite all over your computer.
This is Yingling.
Yingling all over your computer. I wanted to switch up and talk football for just a minute. There's something happening here that is really alarming to me. And I need you to tell me if I'm being a hater or not. Because
can I answer now?
Yes.
Yes. You're being a hater. I don't know what this is going to be about, but I'm going to assume.
I was often accused of this when I worked in Houston, Texas.
Convicted? Never convicted.
Of being a Texans hater. I don't understand how this Texans hype train is getting so out of control. There's an article today, the NFL Power Rankings, where every team stacks up entering training camp. Number 1, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Get out of here, man. This is rigged.
Yeah. Back-to-back champions, best quarterback in the whole wide world. Yeah, okay. Makes some sense. Number 2, San Francisco 49ers. You know, I'm not going to argue that. That sounds about right to me. Number 3, the Detroit Lions, which I'm like, oh, okay. But they did.
That's a little high.
They did play in the NFC Championship last year.
A little high.
If you recall, they had like a 17-point lead on the Niners at halftime of the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, maybe. Number 4, the Houston Texans. The Texans are the 4th best team going into the season, friend.
I don't get that at all.
What?
Okay, so what would be the justification? Because there's one thing that I do believe would justify this, and I don't think it's what most people think about when you think of the Houston Texans.
I think most people are thinking they were good on offense last year.
Mm-hmm.
CJ Stroud's great. They added Stephon Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
They added Joe Mixon.
There is where we're talking.
Now they've added Cam Akers. The running game is different.
I think the reason, if you're going to be the hyper and often way too exuberant and optimistic Texan fan, it's because they can run the ball now. And they did a lot of stuff last year. Barely adequate run game, trickeration run game, draw game, not run game. You know what I mean? And now I think that offensive line was banged up enough to where some of the situations they found themselves that they had to have CJ be a hero, I don't think they're going to get there. I think they'll be able to pick up the first down on second down with a 2nd and 5 run where that wasn't capable. They couldn't do that last year. That would be the only reason I would even begin to put them where they are. I think they're better. They ain't 4. They ain't 3. They ain't that. But yeah, they're better in the place that they needed to be better at to be what people think that they could be. But they got a tougher schedule. They got all the other stuff that we didn't take into account.
The problem is when you say, well, now they can run the ball. My counter to that would be, it's 2024. Who cares if you can run the ball?
Well, it's almost time to zag, man. The NFL zigs and zags. They come and they go. The run matters. The pass matters. We're not quite to the max pass matters thing where we get tired of it, where we're slinging 80 balls a game, but we're getting close, man. This freedom of movement and 4-hour games is going to start wearing on people. And I do think the run game does matter if you do it right. Baltimore's going to be banking on it. There are a lot of teams that are looking at this going, we're going to run the football.
Well, you remember when the Ravens lost the AFC Championship game last year, a lot of the thought was they just decided to stop running the football. They went away from their identity. But
we're not all the way there yet. This is still a passing league. I mean, I absolutely agree that the Diggs pickup probably meant more to CJ in the long-term health of the Texans, but short-term, to protect your second-year quarterback, get a dude like Mixon that's going to go get you 3 yards no matter what you do, and maybe 5 if they block right, and 20 if they're doing it really well.
I just don't know if I'm ready to put CJ Stroud in the conversation he would need to be in for the Texans to be the fourth best team in the league, for the Texans to be the second best team in the AFC behind only the Chiefs.
It's too much.
When you look behind, like, you think that the next 5, 6, 7 on this list, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. Are we really ready after one season to put CJ Stroud in that stratosphere?
Dude, how long was it before Josh Allen was being talked about that way?
Year 3 or
was
4.
It 3?
Because Josh Allen sucked his first 2 years. He just wasn't that good.
He was throwing a lot of interceptions, but we saw what was coming. CJ didn't throw the interceptions, but we see what's coming. I don't think there's that much difference between CJ and Buffalo and Josh in Buffalo. I think there's a little bit difference in talent, but I don't think he's that far away from being, in a position where you've got to include him. How long do we allow quarterbacks to percolate? You only get 2 years.
Josh Allen's rookie year, 2,074 yards, 10 touchdowns, 12 picks. They were not the same.
I agree, but CJ showed up with more stuff around him. But I don't look at CJ any better or worse than I looked at Josh Allen. I think we all saw Josh Allen and went, holy crap, this is a bigger Brett Favre. This is a dude that looks like Brett Favre, plays like Brett Favre. There's some gunslinger in him. We all saw it. At CJ, he didn't have the interceptions, but he had that gunslinger mentality when he had to have it. I think I'm praising CJ by saying he reminds me of Josh Allen. He does, just better circumstances early on.
There's a lot to like about CJ Stroud, but I think that putting him in this discussion is reckless.
It's unfair is what it is.
It is reckless. And I mean, when you think about a guy like Tua, who I'm still not willing to put into the conversation with those guys, the 4 quarterbacks at the top of the AFC, Mahomes is in a category all by himself, but then those next 3, Allen, Burrow, and Lamar, like, for someone to crack that group is going to take more than one good year. And don't get me wrong, CJ had a great year. Do it again. Show me again. Because a lot of quarterbacks have come and gone and had one great year and then vanished off into the ether. Just think about what Justin Herbert did year 1. And had we just crowned him and said, yep, this guy is the second best quarterback in the AFC now, boy, we'd feel real silly all of a sudden, wouldn't we? If we'd look, you know who, Carson Wentz. Remember when Carson Wentz came to the league? It's like, oh boy, this guy's really got it.
He was better than that.
Carson Wentz can't even find a job now. Nobody wants him around their organization. Like, let's pump the brakes is all I'm saying on a second-year coach and a second-year quarterback.
Okay, AJ, but you can agree that you know it when you see it.
Yes.
And I see it in CJ. I see it. Now, you can try to convince me with other quarterbacks, But I think that we can all agree that by week 4 or 5, you go, well, there's your quarterback for the next decade. You've got him. Here he is. The search is over. So I disagree with that premise. I think in the modern NFL, you get 1 year to put on your training wheels. Second year, take them off. Third year, you better be charging towards Super Bowl. It's just how all the other ones did.
Josh says, pick City Allen, a top QB in the NFL, overrated. That's the thing. That it's such like interceptions. Listen, obviously you don't want turnovers, but when you factor in taking shots downfield, the more risks you take down the field, the more likely you are to throw interceptions. Guys like Tua, if he's throwing interceptions, there's a real problem because Tua's getting the ball out in like a second and a half. If you're trying to make big plays, and now with PFF and all these things that grade like turnover worthy plays, you see when guys are lucky or unlucky. If you think Josh Allen is no longer an elite quarterback in the NFL, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if you're watching football, but QBR last year, Brock Purdy was number 1, Dak Prescott was number 2, Josh Allen was number 3, despite having like more turnovers than he's ever had. He was still the 3rd best quarterback per QBR, which is widely regarded as the best stat to measure quarterbacks.
And with that, all of that combined, I'm not a Texans lover, and I'm not, but I look at a team that is obviously on the come.
Stroud finished 15th in QBR, by the way.
As a rookie.
Between Geno Smith and Derek Carr.
As a rookie.
I know, and now we're putting him in our mouths for some reason.
Well, yeah, kind of. But he added an all-pro, if not all NFL wide receiver.
Who's got a down arrow by his name.
Well, the offensive line is better. He has a run game to protect him, a defense that's going to be better in a system that is going to allow him to flourish. I think all things are up. I don't like the 4, but if you told me that the preseason rank and put him at 10, I think there's a legitimate argument to say, yes, they're a top 10 football team in the NFL right now.
I would say, when is the last time you saw a guy have the rookie season at quarterback that he did and the league didn't adjust to them the next year?
I completely agree. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Sometimes it wasn't so much him. It was just the schedule got tougher because they got better.
And that's some of it happens
but
that way.
Here's the deal. We can't keep saying you only got 3 years or 4 years to win it because you have to have a cheap quarterback and then give them excuses. Well, you're a young quarterback. You got more time to get better. No, you don't. You get 1 year as a rookie. The second year, you better put your feet down and be ready. Third year is Super Bowl run, baby. You got 2 years of chasing the Super Bowl. And then we got to figure out whether you're going to be the highest paid player of all time. I got 5 years to figure that out with a quarterback because in 2 years, CJ will be in consideration for $100 million a year contract. That's coming. And I need to know now whether I can even need to start putting that money away. So you better be ready, CJ. The clock's ticking.
Yeah. And who is this? J-Rod. Allen hasn't proven anything. Don't know why he remains listed. If proving things means won a Super Bowl, you're right. He's not, and that would if that's the standard, then yeah, he's not proven. But if that is the standard, then you're talking about in the last, I don't know, 6-7 years, 8 years. You go back damn near 10 years now. If your name's not Brady, Peyton Manning, or Patrick Mahomes, the only other guys who have won Super Bowls are Nick Foles and Matt Stafford. That's it. So if you're not one of the 3 greatest quarterbacks of all time, it's Nick Foles and Matt Stafford. That's
Philly
them.
Special or a weird year in the league.
So if when you say you have that he's not proven, why isn't he there? I'm not giving these guys a pass historically, but I will say for Lamar Jackson, in defense of Lamar Jackson, in defense of Joe Burrow, in defense of Josh Allen, boy, it's going to be really hard to win in the Mahomes era. Like, it is going to be a real challenge to win as long as that dude walks God's earth, because he's different. And he's different. That's why I say he's in a category by himself.
Yeah. And the other thing about Josh Allen, if you don't like him as a quarterback, you just don't like his style. There's a lot of quarterbacks that you probably didn't like. I mean, he is, in his heart, he believes he can make a play with his arm that nobody else in the world can do. And I want a quarterback that's willing to try to thread the freaking needle. And he is a gunslinger. And if you're the kind of coach or the kind of fan that, a turnover is death, and those are winning fans and winning coaches, then Josh Allen does get pegged down. But for me personally, if I like to have a quarterback that's not afraid to throw an interception.
I'm old school in this way that I obsess over quarterbacks who have the physical gifts that you can't teach.
Right. I want a guy who thinks I'm the best in the world, man.
So Josh Allen is incredible to me. Like, if I could build a quarterback in a lab, it's somewhere between Josh Allen and Justin Herbert. These guys who have cartoon arms, who can run, who who have probably an over. I don't want to say an overconfidence, but it is kind of an overconfidence.
You better be overconfident.
Like, I don't want a guy, and I'm not saying it's not effective. Brock Purdy's been very effective in the NFL. But when I see Brock Purdy, I say, okay, once the league adjusts to him, physically, he's not gifted enough to overcome some adversity. When he's away from Kyle Shanahan, do I think that he's going to be what he is now? The answer is no. It's the same thing I think about Tua. Tua physically doesn't have the tools that make me go, wow, this guy can be great. I like freak show quarterbacks. I like guys who can throw the ball 80 yards on the fly, who can run a 4.5, and who can take a hit, and who say, you know what, I'm going to make this big balls throw, and sometimes it doesn't go your way. And now, granted, sometimes when you like guys like that, you get a Jeff George or something, and it's like, well, this guy sucks.
Dude, that's the problem. Those guys are a dime a dozen. There's a lot of guys that look like they've been carved out of granite, and it's a crapshoot. I don't have a type,
but I always want the upside. I always want that upside.
Yeah, you have a physical type. I don't have a physical type for the kind of quarterback. Mine's more of a mentality. I want a guy. I'll never forget when Joe Burrow was a rookie, and they had him mic'd up, and they showed him, it was about week 8 of his rookie year, and he rolls out and makes a throw, the likes of which we know that now he's fully capable of on a regular basis. But this was one of those, and he's running off the field, and he says to himself, "No one in the world could have made that throw." He said it to himself. That dude is who I want.
What's funny is and that's why I wish that the thing that I don't like about Joe Burrow is I don't think he's overtly physically gifted.
No.
But in his mind, nobody can do what and I love that too. I love that too.
Talking about it right now brings the hair up on my arm. As a coach, I want a guy that says, I can do it.
I swear,
give me a chance.
If I could put Joe Burrow's brain inside Justin Herbert's head, oh my God, that's the quarterback I want.
Right.
But yeah, it's hard, man. And
I think Josh Allen's that dude. I firmly believe when he makes the throw, he believes I am the best in the world. I can do that. Now you got to rein it in. I'm not going to blame him. Trying to justify Josh Allen is trying to justify Dak Prescott to Dak haters. They don't like him, and they're never going to like him, and no excuse or reason you ever give him is going to turn the page.
To me, and that's the other thing I like about Allen and Mahomes, for that matter, like maybe the most appealing thing Mahomes is, they seem like they can't get hurt. And
that's a skill, right?
When you live in an era where quarterback is so valuable, particularly if you've got a quarterback who moves, like having a quarterback who gets up after he gets smacked, there's something to it. And a lot of it is now these like guys like Josh Allen and Justin Herbert are built like like defensive ends.
It's a skill.
But to be able to take these hits and get up and say, okay, let's go again, man, that's a valuable asset. And something that is it's hard. And that's the other thing about Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow doesn't have that.
So that mentality, it reminds me. I was talking with a team principal for an F1 race a couple years ago. And we were talking about the qualities it took to be a great race car driver. And I was talking about going fast. And he stopped me in the conversation. He goes, a great race car driver, it ain't about how fast you want to drive. Anybody can drive fast. It's how long can you drive till you break? How long can you wait until you break? That's the separator.
Yep.
And How long can you stay in the pocket and let that ball go and survive the hit? That's the separator.
And Josh says, or taken more than one team to the AFC Championship game when a few of those Bills teams were built to win a Super Bowl. Look who beat those teams before they went to the AFC Championship game.
Yep.
It's Patrick Mahomes. Like, that's kryptonite. You know what I mean? Like, Lex Luthor may have been the second most powerful being on the earth, but I got news for you. That Superman was freaking hard to beat. Congratulations to Ronald Acuna. Is it Acuna or Acuna? Because you didn't put
Ryan
the
Acuna. Yeah, I didn't put the little N.
Ryan. Yeah, you didn't put the
N.
Ryan Acuna, brother of Ronald, I believe.
Maybe
that'd be nice. He's going to see Sebastian Maniscalco at the Frost Bank Center. livenation.com if you want tickets there. All right, we'll be back. Ran that a little too long. Got off the Texans track. But we'll right the ship when we come back. Morning Huddle on 94.1.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, football season is here. How do I know that? Because, Jeff Traylor's going to join us today.
Jeff Traylor from the American Athletic Conference Media Day will join us at 2:15. Texans continue training camp. Cowboys a day closer to reporting it. We're talking about it all on the Blitz starting at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We all expect our home to protect everything we love. But here in Texas, we don't expect the ways water is breaking down our foundations and damaging our homes. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is shifting. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Foundation Support Specialists. Make sure your investment is protected. Get your free inspection at FoundationSupportSpecialists.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
You're not going to want to miss this. Diamonds Direct summer sale starts this weekend. For 3 days only, this Friday through Sunday. Get 20% off rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and more. Plus, book an appointment and get an additional $100 off. And designers are flying in from New York and LA to showcase their latest trends. That's 20% off, plus $100 off with an appointment and designer trunk shows. Tons of engagement rings on sale too. 20% off starts Friday. Details at diamondsdirect.com. 3 days only and Sunday.
Testosterone levels in men can start to decrease as early as 30 years old, and long-term extremely damaging to your body. Rock's Discount Vitamins carries a variety of natural testosterone boosters that can immediately provide you with more energy, increase libido, increase metabolism, and improve your mood. Rock's Discount Vitamins natural testosterone boosters can even help you build muscle and lose weight faster. With 11 San Antonio locations, visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com. Thanking God and South Texas for all the support.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. Classes start August 14th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
This is ludicrous.
but that won't fix your home. that will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Despite 3 12-win seasons, the pressure is on Dallas head coach Mike McCarthy for a championship as he heads into the final year of his deal. San Antonio Sports Stars coverage of Cowboys training camp, brought to you by AA Best Bell Bonds and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, begins Monday morning.
Hit anything that moves. The playmakers, man.
South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime.
Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Josh says Deshaun beat Allen too. Is Watson Mahomes now?
Yes.
No, but that was in 2019 when, like I said, Josh Allen, his first 2 years.
I love the Allen haters. I mean, all these Allen haters.
It's very odd. Josh Allen wasn't good his first 2 years in the league, and the Bills were nowhere near. Like 2020 is when the Bills became a contender.
Yes.
Before that, they were barely good enough to make the playoffs. In 2019. So no, when they lost to Deshaun, Josh Allen wasn't Josh Allen yet. Since then, Josh Allen's lost to Mahomes and Burrow. That's it. I don't know. To me, like I said, after Mahomes, I think you can put Burrow, Allen, Lamar in the same bag and say, well, one of these guys will win something someday. I don't know when, eventually.
No Dak in that?
Well, Dak's a generation older than those two guys or those three guys, isn't he?
Well, a couple years. Not that much. I mean, he's in year 9.
He's about to be on his third contract.
Well, yeah, but year 9. He's on a third contract because remember he had a year shorter.
That's
because
true.
He was a later pick.
Yeah.
I think he deserved to be in that group. I think most would agree.
I put those three in a group because they're in the AFC.
Oh yeah, okay.
You
But
know?
I mean, of all those quarterbacks that are really good that haven't done much.
And that's why when I'm like, are we putting CJ Stroud in that group yet? I'm not ready to. Dak is in the group with, I don't even know what the group is in the NFC.
Just named, just in the NFC. Oh, he's standing right next to,
Dak is Jared Goff. Yeah. Although Jared Goff's been to a Super Bowl. It's to me, once you get to a Super Bowl, you're in a different class. Once you win one, you're in a stratosphere. But you get to a Super Bowl, you're in a different class. But Dak is there's the NFC is weird because there's not a bunch of dudes who, like Jalen Hurts has been to a Super Bowl. I don't think he's necessarily better than Dak. And here's the real question in the NFC. Would you rather have Dak Prescott or Brock Purdy? And
I'd rather have Kyle Shanahan.
That's the thing. Like, would I rather have if you were the Chicago Bears and you were trading for a random quarterback to lead your team into the future, would you rather have Dak Prescott for the next 5 years or Brock Purdy? I'd rather have Dak.
I was going to say, I think I might be unpopular here, but I'd take Dak in that one.
But the answer is whoever's with Kyle Shanahan is who I want. And it's kind of the same thing. I used to say this about Deshaun Watson when he was before he got all, weird. Because he got drafted in the same class as Patrick Mahomes. And the big discussion in Houston was who's going to be better. And I said,
well,
the guy who got paired with Andy Reid.
Well, anybody who thought Mahomes would even be close to Deshaun after the draft was nuts. We didn't know about Mahomes then.
Right. But I'm saying, like, even after year one, when Deshaun still looked like he was really good and Mahomes looked like he was the year one of Mahomes actually playing.
Yeah, second year.
So, but it looked like both guys were really good, but it was like, who's going to be better? I said, the guy who's with Andy Reid is going to be better long term. Like, and if they were reversed, if Deshaun had got picked by the Chiefs, I now with the personal stuff, it's hard to know what would have happened, but I tend to think that Deshaun Watson might be looked at as a totally different guy had he been drafted by Andy Reid. Like, he might have Super Bowl rings. So coaching matters a lot, man. So Dak is easy to kick at, but look who his coaches have been. And if you said, okay, Kyle Shanahan can pick one of these guys, it's hard to pass up on that talent. Like I said, like Dak's clearly more physically gifted than Brock Purdy. Although now he's walking around in a freaking boot. Who knows what's going on with that guy? Oh, I like to go fishing in a boot just to protect the injury I had 3 years ago.
And reassured there is no problem. I'm looking at the I don't want to take us off course here, but I'm looking at the Athletic has an annual fan survey.
Mm-hmm.
And you were talking about, the Dak and what fans think about Dak versus other quarterbacks. And they polled fans as to who do they expect to be the starting quarterback at the start of next season. And Dak is widely chosen as the most likely. And then right after that, Lance very closely. And then third is someone they're going to draft. And fourth is a veteran from someplace else.
It's never Cooper Rush, huh?
No,
Poor Cooper Rush.
Someone they draft next season comes in at 9.5%. And then, I take that bet. Veteran on not on the current roster. 21% of fans believe that it won't be Dak Prescott a year from now.
Where are you falling?
I think he's going to have a contract that'll include this year and next.
I kind of think the same way. I think beyond next year, we're looking at something different. I think next year he'll be here, but it's also like, what are you doing? Are you kicking the can down the road? And like, what's your goal? And if you're, I've said this before, if you don't have the guy right now, if the guy you have, you don't think can win a Super Bowl, quit wasting time with him. And it's like pulling a Band-Aid off. It's going to hurt for a little while. You're probably gonna bleed a little, but it's the only way to get it to start the next process. It's the only way. If you don't have a guy you think you can win, you've got to find one that you do. And if it's a veteran, whoever, the Rams did this, and it was the smartest thing the Rams ever did, was say, you know what, Jared Goff, we got to a Super Bowl with him. I don't think Jared Goff can win a Super Bowl. And they said, okay, well, let's go make a change. And it worked.
And Goff went and was still Goff.
Goff doesn't stink. And I'm not saying Goff stinks. And Dak doesn't stink. But Dak just might not be good enough to win a Super Bowl. There's nothing wrong with that. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow might not be good enough to win a Super Bowl.
Well, there. Not everywhere.
Yeah.
But there. Here, that begs the next question. If one of these three could still be on the Cowboys 3 years from now, fans were asked. Dak Prescott came in with 130 votes of the total. 13.4% said he should be one of that's still there. Micah was far and away the lead. 52% of Cowboy fans believe that he should be the Cowboy 3 years from now. And CeeDee Lamb came in second with 34%. Dak, a distant third at 13%, despite an MVP year last year, or nearly MVP. It's just they continue to fall short. And no matter how you dress it up, no matter the number you give them, the stat.
I mean, what you just said, like, it goes back to the segment we just had where we're talking about Josh Allen. If Josh Allen had a Super Bowl ring, he would be looked at as a totally different person. If Dak Prescott had one ring, this wouldn't even be a discussion. Dak would be in the Ring of Honor. He would be royalty. He would be no one would even talk about the idea of him leaving or not paying him forever. But because he's had a good amount of time to do it and hasn't done it, the people are starting to think, well, he's not going to do it. Let's move on.
Do you buy the fact that CeeDee Lamb, in the eyes, which it appears by several reports, that the plan is to get CeeDee taken care of first?
I think so.
Do you buy that?
I do. Because I think that Micah is a different story because Micah wants to be paid at the earliest possible moment, which is now. This is you couldn't have even paid him before this offseason. If you wanted to, you couldn't have extended him. So he's like, okay, I'm available to be extended. I want to be extended. And I get it. And he's important. And I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion or not. It's a lot harder to find Micah Parsons than it is to find CeeDee Lambs. There's a lot of good receivers. Impact pass rushers that's a prize, man. That is a gift from God. You find those, you hold on to them. But Micah's going to be at training camp. I believe Dak is going to show up at training camp.
Oh, he will be.
I don't think CeeDee Lamb's going to show up at training camp without a contract.
And that, we're coming up against a break. And this is a delicate situation that Jerry finds himself because he's not at camp right now. He's in Arkansas dealing with a lawsuit.
A little fun baby from 25, 30 years ago. But he's dealing with that.
If the plan is indeed, I got to get CeeDee.
Wasn't he married then?
Who knows?
What?
I'm not even sure that's illegal in Arkansas.
We should ask him about that.
There's a problem. So he's got to take care of CeeDee to get Dak signed. He can't, but to get CeeDee taken care of, CeeDee's missing practice. Practice 1, practice 2, whatever. Tough situation for Jerry. Stay the Cowboys delayed because of this. He's going to have a busy weekend. I do think that CeeDee's going to get his money faster than we expect. I bet he gets paid by Monday. I bet he does.
I think he's going to be the first one to go, the first domino to fall.
Now, one more question before we go to break. How important is it for Jordan Love to sign now? Do you think that would be? I mean, it's either Jordan Love or Tua. Somebody going to sign.
And you know what? The rumor is Tua might not show up at camp.
Well, if you're Dak, no, I think Dak is eager to just stand still.
They're in different different situations. Tua's on his first contract. Dak is not. Dak has to show up, but I think it's once Jordan Love gets done, man. But I thought that after they signed Trevor Lawrence, after the Jags signed Trevor Lawrence, I said, well, Jerry knows what the market is now. If he wants Dak, there it is. I just don't know if he wants him. And maybe Jerry doesn't know.
I'm not sure that he does, but the dollar values are to the point he's going to have to pay somebody real soon is going to have to pay through the nose. And it's going to be him. I just feel like once Jordan signs, I think that we'll see a real quick 2-year deal. But CeeDee's going to have to happen first.
All right, let's hit a break. There's a crazy situation going on with the Raiders training camp. And I'm surprised that it doesn't impact the Cowboys training camp. We'll talk about that next. Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 FM. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the first annual back-to-school drive. Saturday, August 3rd from noon till 2 p.m. while supplies last at Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-aged children, only while supplies last, so don't be late. Saturday, August 3rd from noon to 2 p.m. at Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Presented by the Gomez Law Firm and in part by ProStar Home Care Services, Sonora Bank, Las Palabas, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Have we been tricked, burdened with debt, and made to feel like we have no other options? With prices skyrocketing, debt that was once manageable now feels impossible to pay back. So how do we fix it? With accredited debt relief. If you have $25,000, $50,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, they can consolidate your debt into one affordable monthly payment, which could save you hundreds of dollars a month. Call 888-591-0155 today for your free consultation. 888-591-0155. Program and services not available in all states.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's winds blowing across a fruited plain, and also your new fire pit, which subsequently sets your gazebo ablaze. It's hard-hitting football, and an even harder-hitting price estimate from your general contractor. That's a star-spangled bummer. It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Have you gotten your hands on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB yet? Southern Recipe small batch offers big, bold flavors like hot honey, spicy dill, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Bonus, you're going to love the low-carb, high-protein crunch. Turn snack time from ordinary to extraordinary with flavorful pork rinds. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB today.
Get the last water softener you'll ever own and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE Kinetico.
Visit KineticoSA.com.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
Looking for a way to elevate your engine's performance? Start with Napa Full Synthetic Engine Oil. It provides faster oil flow for hot and cold temperature protection in the harshest driving conditions. Regular use can help your engine run cleaner and longer by defending against sludge and buildup, improving overall engine performance and fuel efficiency while increasing the time between oil changes. Make the switch without slowing down. Feed your ride Napa Full Synthetic Engine Oil. Available now at Napa locations nationwide.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
If I told you you could have Lori Markkinen right now, and you've got a 10% chance of Cooper Flag, you're taking that 10%?
So you're saying there's a chance.
Did Atlanta win the pick last year?
They did.
So what are the chances of them repeating?
It's like Pledge landing the hawk to a girl.
Exactly. There is no chance of that.
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Hello, friends. It's your old pal, AJ Hoffman. My longtime partner, Robert Thompson, joins me here. And what a day it's been.
Not done. We got stuff to do.
Oh, yeah. Just getting started. The Las Vegas Raiders, they're hitting the road. They're on the road again. Songbird of my generation, by the way.
You are
indeed. They are going to the Los Angeles area for training camp. And the Raiders are the most popular team in the Los Angeles area.
Are they still?
They are, absolutely. It's not even close, to be quite honest. Like when the Raiders play the Chargers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's yeah.
I mean, it's like 80-20.
I thought the Rams' little run here with Sean was enough to
man.
Still Raiders.
It's still Raider town. But despite being the most popular team in Southern California, you won't be able to see them if you are a fan down there at training camp. You won't be able to attend any training camp practices because there's an NFL rule that no one really knew about because it's never been brought up before. And now it's being brought up. The Raiders' decision to hold the training camp near LA means they are infringing on the home territory of the Rams and the Chargers. So not only now this is totally up to the discretion of the Rams and Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
Not only are fans mostly banned, the team is not even allowed to advertise the fact that they're going to be in LA. The Raiders aren't allowed to invite any local media from the LA area. They're going to invite a few season ticket holders and VIPs to attend practice during their 18-day stay, but pretty much everyone else is shut out. It says every club has an exclusive home territory, which extends 75 miles in all directions from the exterior corporate borders of the city for which it holds a franchise. If another club holds its preseason training camp within that exclusive territory, it cannot be marketed locally. Costa Mesa, California, is 40 miles from downtown Los Angeles. Rookies were already there. Veterans show up today. Now, the Chargers and Rams could have said, you know what? No big deal, bub. You guys want to, you're looking for some nice West Coast weather. It's hot in LA or in Vegas. Why don't you come down here and enjoy some of our beaches? But they said, And obviously at this point, the Raiders can't just change where they're having training camp. He's trying to take the high road. I bet Mark Davis is so pissed. He says, that's where we're having camp, but the Chargers and Rams have the ability to block us from promoting. It's fine. It would be nice if all the fans could be there, but whatever. Like I said, the Chargers and Rams have that ability. And it brought me to, don't the Dallas Cowboys training camp, aren't they within 75 miles of LA?
The contiguous border of Los Angeles County. I think they're 75 miles out of that. I think they might actually have.
They're further out?
I mean, it's a good hour north of LA. I mean, we don't just.
Hour might be 20 miles.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about speeding. We go over the hump. We head to the valley. We're heading toward Bakersfield, man. Ventura, you go over the mountains and you head down into the California Valley. You're on the southern end. I don't think it probably
61
isn't.
miles.
It probably isn't. But I can tell you this wasn't Spanos. Spanos, the ownership of the Chargers, he might be the most illegitimate owner in all of football. I mean,
he's in the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, he's not showing. There's a term I want to use that I can't. This is Kroenke. This is Kroenke who is fighting what you just told me. That despite the Super Bowl, despite the stadium, despite hosting a Super Bowl, the Raiders are still a bigger team around LA. And you're going to come back? Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. And another thing, why aren't they in Vegas?
Because it's balls hot there.
So you got to practice outside? Is there a rule that says you got to practice outside?
No, but you do want to get some acclimation to the
Do they play indoors there?
Yes, but they play several games a year.
Mostly
outdoors.
On the West Coast and pretty good weather. If I was Vegas, if I was the Raiders, I'd be watching what Jerry has done with his training camp and turn it on its ear in Vegas. I would be making so much money on training camp if I was Mark Davis in Vegas. A few key supporters, hell.
Honestly, what I would do if I were him is not only would I do it there, I would find a team who's looking for a place to do training camp and say, hey, unlike the Rams and Chargers,
come on,
come use our facility, pay us a fee, and
we'll go someplace. And
your
fans
can come to Vegas, where every fan would love to come spend a week.
my takeaway is that. And the other part is, we bitch about Roger Goodell and the money he makes. He's gotta be the referee amongst these three childish billionaires right now.
And here's the thing. The Raiders have done training camp in Vegas since they've been there, I believe.
See, so that's Davis. You got to poke him in the eye. Like, dude, what are you doing?
So here it is. Here's what it says. They decided to relocate this year because new coach Antonio Pierce thinks that getting out of town for training camp helps with team unity, team bonding, getting together, getting to know one another, getting away from all the distractions, all about ball, just ball. That's what Pierce said. I want us to be the tightest groups of Raiders that hopefully this organization has ever seen.
The Junction Boy.
And that's what we're going to grow on and build on. Now, the Raiders only have a 1-year deal to do training camp in Costa Mesa. My guess is they won't be in Costa Mesa next year since they are clearly not welcomed there. But that's why they decided to change it up, because they wanted to have a
and I'll tell you this, if this was a decision to shake the snow globe that is the Raiders and just see if we do something different, maybe we get a better outcome, I'll buy it. And I'm not saying you have to have fans at camp. If I was a coach, I wouldn't want fans. I just want practice. I want no sidebar stuff. I don't want anything to get in the way of all that. And if that's the plan, and you know what, all you get is a couple media and ain't going to be anybody there, hey, more power to you. But to me, it just feels like a bunch of childish billionaires trying to poke each other in their eyes. And like, I got this money, you got that money. That's why Goodell gets paid the money he does. He's going to have to sit these three billionaires down. And will you stop it for the good of the game? Tarnishing the shield, all this kind of crap. You bunch of, idiots. What are you doing?
J-Rod says Cowboys camps in Oxnard. What's the exception? The exception is the Rams
don't have to enforce it.
The Rams and Chargers don't care that the Cowboys are there. The Cowboys don't have a massive fan base.
Oh, dude, wait till you see. Yes, they do.
Not to the level of the Raiders is what I'm saying. I mean,
I am shocked at the number of Cowboy fans that roll through Oxnard. Thousands and thousands a day.
How many of them live there, though? I'm guessing a lot of people come out. And
I think it's a lot of LA people coming north and a lot of Cali's coming south. You'll get a good taste. You'll be surprised at the type of Cowboy fan that rolls through.
All right, we'll be back. Last hour coming up. Morning Huddle 94.1. San Antonio's Sports Star.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
This is it. Shop the Lowe's closeout event to get up to 70% off select major appliances for your home. Plus, get up to 60% off select patio furniture and accessories for your outdoor spaces. So hurry into your local store today, because these deals are too good to last. Shop them now before they're gone, because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 8/7 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
As a roofer, I'm always on the go. So I need to be able to get things done from anywhere. That's why I partnered with Beacon. With their unique Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips 24/7. I rely on Beacon because I never stop building, and neither do they. Now through September 15th, purchase GAF through Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon, always building.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. Classes start August 14th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
"This is ludicrous."
but that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Hello, San Antonio. This is Chip with Diamond J Properties. You're invited to our waterfront land sale this Saturday, July 27th, where you can own land in a waterfront community starting at just $49.9. That's right, $49.9. Don't miss this opportunity to own coastal waterfront land priced below market value. Estates with panoramic sunset and sunrise views, excellent fishing, pool, cabana, pier, boat slips, and boat launch. Each estate has paved road frontage and underground utilities. This one-day sale is this Saturday, July 27th, by appointment only. Call now, 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Call 210-853-0389. For your priority showing, call now. Don't miss this opportunity. Call 210-853-0389.
For your priority showing, call now.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Center.
Team USA moved to 5-0 in their exhibition schedule last night with a 92-88 win over Germany. The Houston Astros went down to the Oakland A's 4-0 last night as the Texas Rangers took their series against the Chicago White Sox with Wyatt Langford walking off in the 10th inning. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yes, sir. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm AJ. He's Rob. We're your boys, Blue. Getting you through on a Tuesday.
Been carbo loading. This is the final hour. I'm bringing it.
How many of them?
4 up, man. We're doing
carbo loading? You didn't even eat a single pancake on a stick.
I haven't yet, but I had a cookie.
You had one cookie.
Well, your cookies are like 4 standard cookies.
Yeah.
I don't know what there needs to be a like a small cake is a cupcake, right?
Yeah.
What's a small cookie? Because or by the other side, what's a?
They're just called giant cookies.
See, no, but we have cupcake and cake. So if we have cookies, what's the little cookie? Because your cookie is the size of a cake.
It's not quite the size of a cake.
Your cookie is the size of a good biscuit, a good standard full-on biscuit, both in width and height. That's a 3-inch thick lemon. I mean, it's delicious. It's well made, but it's a big ass cookie.
Well, listen, go big or go home.
That's what I say.
Go big or go home.
You have any more of those?
I do.
How many you got left?
I got 2 left.
Only 2?
Yeah.
Well, you only got 1 left, really.
The KTSA guys got Jimmy got one.
Don't give them all to the news rats.
Trey got one.
See, you're giving them to the news rats. Don't feed them. It just they start to think they belong over there.
He's the most famous guy here. I had to hook him up.
News rats.
And then he yelled at me about something political.
They get all the good stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Red hats and whatnot.
Does that come with the job?
Well, you got a credit card to go buy some stuff yesterday.
Yeah, I got some.
They just give them stuff over there.
I got some sports star gear heading my way.
Went to Sammy.
That's right. What a guy.
Good dude.
And they said, "Hey, you pick out whatever you want. I got your color. I got your size." And I said, I want to go a little different. I want to be different than the rest.
You did pick a color that has not yet been chosen in the annals of the radio ranch that has been the Zone and ESPN SA, and now this. Never seen a color that way.
What's your guess, Vic? What color do you think I went with for my polo?
Purple.
What a guess.
How did you know that?
That's absolutely correct.
Because I would pick purple.
Well, he picked a purple. It looked good, but it had not been chosen.
I'm going to look like Grimace out there in California.
Big ass Grimace.
Big ass
or a Vikings
bald
fan?
Grimace.
Or a Vikings fan?
No, I won't be a fan of anything. I'm going to be a neutral journalist when I'm out there in California.
Yeah, you can't be a fan. You're not allowed to be.
Yeah. I'm not going to be out there asking for autographs and taking pictures with dudes.
Oh, I'm going to be doing that, but on my downtime.
I'll do that for the station. I'll take pictures of dudes for the station for the gram.
Oh, you're not going to end up with. I always end up with some friends like, "Hey, do you think you could get so and so to sign my jersey?"
Oh, I won't do it. I just tell people no. I can't.
It depends on the friend. I always end up with something. We're going to probably try to get CD to sign Vic's jersey.
I'm not an autograph asker.
Me either. I've never been that, but I help friends out. I mean,
I have I used to, when I was a little kid, I used to go to card shows and stuff, with my dad. And
like trading cards?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So I have two of the coolest, my coolest possessions is I have a baseball autograph, 2 baseballs, one autographed by Joe DiMaggio, one autographed by Mickey Mantle, that I was able to go up to them and get in person, like as a kid.
The Mick.
And I'm sure I had to pay, at the time, it was probably like $50 or something. I say I pay, my dad had to pay. Now, you go to these card shows and it's like, $1,000.
The
Cowboys' 4th string wide receiver. It's like $80 if you want him to sign a football or something. It's like, oh boy, all right. But the one, since I've been in the media, the one guy that I've asked, there's 2 guys. 2 guys I've asked for an autograph from. One is Vince Young, and I know Vince, so it was like. But I took a picture of Vince when he was on the field after they won the championship. And it's him looking up and confetti falling down on him.
I know the one you're talking about.
Well, I was standing right there. I took this picture and I got it printed out and he signed it for me. I thought it was cool that it was the picture that I took with my camera. He signed it for me. And then Derek Lewis, who he fights in the UFC, I have one of his gloves and he autographed that for me.
Back in 2004, I have never asked one person ever for an autograph.
Okay.
I was offered one and this was it.
Okay.
Back in 2004, the Spurs were in the playoffs and it was to that moment and still one of the biggest interviews of my life. I got to stand up with Kareem.
Ooh.
Well, Kareem had another agenda. Kareem came on. He had just written a book about World War II and an all-black battalion or something.
What an interesting cat Kareem is.
And he wanted to talk about his book. We wanted to talk basketball. It turned
Let's
into
make
kind
a
of
deal.
Kind of a little bit of a fight between the two. But at the end, when he was done, he had his people. And they go, here's his new book. And they handed me the book. And I'm like, oh, cool. And Kareem turns and said, do you want me to sign it? And I was like, all right. I never even crossed my mind to ask him, but he was ready. He had the pen ready. Like, you want me to sign it? Like, all right, I guess if I get my first.
That's cool.
Didn't even cross my mind. So I have an autographed book of I don't remember the name, but yeah, that's my only star autograph.
Really?
And I didn't even ask for it. He offered. I would have just taken the book and walked away. I wouldn't have asked.
I used to get a lot when I was a kid. Like I hustled for autographs.
Yeah.
You can't really do that anymore. But yeah, I was into it when I was young. But now, I don't really have a bunch of that stuff. Like I haven't gotten a lot as media, I should say.
And I always treat myself as media, and it's we're all in the same gig.
That's the thing.
I'm not going to do that. But when friends ask, "Hey, can you get this signed?" I get it. I understand.
And that's the thing. That's the other thing about Vince and Derek Lewis. They're both guys that I've had a relationship with away from my job. So I've never gone to a media event and been like, "Oh, hey, can you?"
Not to say that I wouldn't. There's been some that I would.
Who would you have?
Oh gosh,
who's John Football?
No, I've got Johnny stuff.
Okay. But you didn't ask for it.
Muhammad Ali would have been. I can't.
That would have been cool.
Michael Jordan. I've never been in his presence. I've been within 30 feet of him, but I've never been. And Michael is to me the greatest athlete to ever walk. But that's just that. There's others, but I don't. I would ask some, but it's just not something that I would.
Random basketball player that I was most excited to meet and talk to was Allen Iverson. I've been around a bunch of I haven't been around Jordan, but I
don't know Allen. I've never been around.
Basically, every other big star I've either interviewed or spent some kind of time with. But when I saw Allen Iverson, I was like starstruck. It was really like, whoa, that's freaking Allen Iverson. And I don't know why he jumped out.
That's kind of the bad boy in him, right?
Maybe so. Or he was just cool.
The rebel.
He was cool. Mike Tyson was I've interviewed Mike Tyson several times.
When I first met him, though, he was still frightening and still terrifying.
Oh yes, oh yeah. But yeah, for me, it's mostly it's the movie stars and stuff like that. Like when the last time the Super Bowl was in New Orleans, it was when Sons of Anarchy was the hot noise, and like the whole cast of Sons of Anarchy, it was like Juice and Ron Perlman, who I was like, oh, that's Hellboy. Like I got to sit down with him, talk to him for like 30 minutes.
He's a beast.
And I was like, how cool is this? I would have loved to have them autograph something for me, but I did get a picture with them.
Nah, see, I would not even ask.
Like that's the kind of stuff I'm like, oh, that's cool. Tyson's probably the biggest name athlete that I've spent like significant time with. Conor McGregor's a pretty big one, I suppose.
I'd be afraid he'd go off on me. I'd say the wrong thing.
When I met him, he wasn't a lunatic. He wasn't a coked out lunatic yet. He was still like a pretty normal dude. This was before he was even the champion. So, but then for whatever reason, it's really hard for me to be wowed by football and baseball and basketball players now because I've just been around them for so much. It's like
we're always. It's like asking a cohort for an autograph. We're all in the same business. I'm promoting you. You're here for me. I'm here for you.
Yeah, I've asked you for your autograph.
And I gladly gave it for $10, but it costs $10. Nothing is cheap. Nothing comes free.
$10. I also have a Tony Parker autographed jersey that I won. Like I don't know. I won some kind of prize, and
is it under glass?
No, it's it's hanging on a hanger, and it is in my closet right now. I don't know what to do with it, but I have it.
You bequeath it. It's a family heirloom now.
Huh.
30 years from now, 40,
I don't know
50 years from now.
I don't know that either one of my kids would know if I said Tony Parker's name. They'd be like, "Who?" I'm pretty sure both of them would say
Grampy Hoffman left this to us.
Yeah, and they'll say, "Who the hell
is this Parker guy?
This French fella." I don't know.
I don't even think they know he's French. They'd look at him and go,
they'd have
maybe
no
that's why
idea.
he kept it, because the guy was French.
They'd have no idea. I saw Jason Minix in the hallway, and he said that part of how dare you? Part of the reason why the Rams and Chargers don't say anything to the Cowboys is they're grandfathered in. They've been in Oxnard since before this was a rule.
Makes some sense. Yeah.
And if the Cowboys ever give up Oxnard, like the Rams and the Chargers be there.
To use that. Well, yeah.
To use that facility. It
is the best training camp setup. I haven't seen a lot of them, but as far as training camp away from
I've
your
heard
own
I've
facility,
heard it's amazing.
yeah, they've got it set up. They own the town of Oxnard.
I've heard the Greenbrier is the one I always hear about. Everybody says that's the place to go. If you can go anywhere for training camp, that's what the weather's great.
Now Pittsburgh has done it there for a couple of
Mhm.
times, right? And I know Houston did it the one
Houston
time.
did it
We were
once.
trying to go, but the Hurricane Harvey, I think, got in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that's pretty nice. But no football team has an entire resort rented out.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. So I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to
We're about 4 days away, my
checking
brother.
this thing out, man. I'll be there with my purple shirt on. And on the other day, I'm gonna have my fishing shirt.
Yeah, the brand new fishing
Yeah,
shirt.
look-
You're going to look 45 years old. People are going to walk
Ready
up
to
and
go,
go,
baby.
That's a trustworthy gentleman there.
Yes. And I've learned from you when I wear my polo shirt, I'm gonna button the
button it
top
all the way
button,
up, too.
because then you look like a gentleman.
Well, it kind of hides the wobble.
You have
That's the only reason
what's
I
a
do that.
wobble?
Well, your neck gets a little loose.
Oh, so when did you start doing that? What
No,
age?
actually, I grew up. No, growing up, that's just what I've always worn my polos all the way buttoned up. I don't know why.
It's very uncomfortable.
Nah, you just buy ones that are appropriate.
It's like when you wear a dress shirt. Do you button the top button if you're not wearing a tie?
If I'm not wearing a tie, no.
Of course not.
No.
But with the golf shirt, you do.
I do. I don't know why.
Even when you play golf?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's just what I do. I don't know. I don't even really think about it.
I hate having my shirt tucked in when I play golf.
No, I can't do that. I don't. Only time I'm ever tucked in is with a suit.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that's. It's not so much the tie; it's the tucking in. Although I worked most of my adult life to get away from ties and jackets.
Yeah, that's why I hate going to weddings. I hate it. Like don't invite me to your wedding,
especially in June or July. I don't want to do that. Not good for anybody. I'll get married. I'll see you at the happy festivities afterwards when the sun sets.
My cousin asked me to be in his wedding once. First of all, it was in Lubbock.
Hey, I was born there. That's a fine place to be from. Anyway.
That's no place you want to go for a wedding. And I just said, listen, man, I can't go. I made up. I don't even remember what my lie was, but I made up a lie to avoid being in my family in the wedding of a family member. Like in the wedding party, mind you. I said, oh, I can't. I've got to work or I just didn't want to be in his wedding. I don't want to be in weddings.
Lubbock or the wedding or him?
It was all of it. I don't dislike him. I just don't like him enough to go to Lubbock and be in a wedding.
I don't think you like him that much.
I don't like to be in weddings. I don't like to go to weddings.
I love a good wedding.
I don't. I hate it.
Not in the middle of June, or don't make it formal where I'm wearing a tie. Let's do the cash thing, man.
Yeah, it doesn't happen though. Like people want to have fancy weddings. I'm okay with a casual wedding.
Yeah.
I don't want a suit and tie. I don't like that. I don't want to go and be in your fancy wedding thing. I think the last wedding that I was in was my best friend. And I'm talking like this was probably a dozen years ago in Nashville. And I was like, my brothers, never mind. You can't say no to your brother anyway. Yeah. Besides that, I just don't do them anymore. I'm just like, I'm out. I don't know whose wedding I would like. Who could compel me to be in their wedding at this point? I don't know if that person exists.
Well, I've had some friends. I've been in several of their weddings. I can't miss another one. I mean, I've been in 2 of them. I got to go back to the 3rd or the 4th. I mean,
not me.
I played a role.
And that's the other thing.
See how it all turns out.
If you're beyond your first marriage, you shouldn't even have a wedding. You just go to the JP, get the certificate.
That's kind of it.
Yeah, you had your ceremony. All right, let's calm down.
The friend that I'm talking about, after the second one, and it was at the courthouse, we're walking away, and he's like, "Dude, I know this wasn't much of a party, but thanks for coming out." I was like, "That's all right. The next one will be better." The next one we'll plan for. We'll do better next time.
What a guy! What a friend you are! What a friend you are! Hey, when we come back. A couple of NBA nuggets. First, I want to talk about the TV situation that's going on now with the NBA and TNT.
This is interesting.
And I also found off-season grades for all the NBA teams. I think you'll be really surprised at where the Spurs fell. We'll do that next. Morning Huddle 94.1.
Got a question for you. You feeling good today? Did you wake up with nothing paining you and keeping you out of life? If you did, go ahead about your day. You are buttoned up and you are doing something that is there. Maybe it's a frozen shoulder, a bad hip. Maybe you got plantar fasciitis, your feet hurt, and you can't get out and do the things you need to do. Or maybe over the weekend, a couple of honeydews hurt your lower back, or maybe you got a strain or a sprain that's keeping you out of the things you want to do in life. You don't have to wait to heal. You can get it fixed quick by Arasti. Arasti providers are all around San Antonio with one abiding goal, and that's to get their patients out of pain as fast as possible. And they're so successful because of how they do it, because it's not about pills to hide the pain or some kind of surgery to prolong it. It's your body fixing itself in remarkable ways that I don't believe you thought was possible. I had lower back issues most of my adult life. I didn't think Arasti was going to help. I stumbled into my Arasti provider, and let me tell you, 4 visits later, I was back in the game. It was a quarter of the time that it normally took, and I became a patient for life, and I've gone in for things that bother me, getting myself out of pain as fast as possible, knowing full well that when I go to Arasti, they accept my insurance, and I don't need a referral. I just make the call. Write this number down. It's 1-800-404-6050. Their website is Arasti.com. You can make your appointment right there. Remember, you don't need a referral. Go ahead and make that call today because you don't need to live in pain. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Call Arasti today. They're going to get you fixed, and I know you're going to want to come thank me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, football season is here. How do I know that? Because, well, Jeff Traylor's going to join us today.
Jeff Traylor from the American Athletic Conference Media Day will join us at 2:15. Texans continue training camp. Cowboys a day closer to reporting it. We're talking about it all on The Blitz starting at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I don't like onions. I'm doing paleo. Do they have gluten-free bagels? You can't juggle every food request for a work event, or can you? EasyCater is the all-in-one tech platform that makes it easy to get restaurant catering for work, with options for any group size, taste, dietary preference, or budget. EasyCater saves your favorite restaurants and orders, which makes reordering a snap. Need to modify an order? No problem. So when it comes to food for work, make it easy on yourself with EasyCater. Start your order at easycater.com.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
You're not going to want to miss this. Diamonds Direct Summer Sale starts this weekend. For 3 days only, this Friday through Sunday. Get 20% off rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and more. Plus, book an appointment and get an additional $100 off. And designers are flying in from New York and LA to showcase their latest trends. That's 20% off, plus $100 off with an appointment and designer trunk shows. Tons of engagement rings on sale, too. 20% off starts Friday. Details at diamondsdirect.com. 3 days only and Sunday.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle for my friends at Stevens Roofing, your local roofer. Summer is here, and that means long, hot days for everyone and everything, including your roof. Our hot Texas sun pounding down can degrade and age your roof. So for residential or commercial service, you need a reliable roofer you can trust and afford. That's Stevens Roofing. Online at stevensroofing.net or call them at 210-785-0994. That's 210-785-0994 for Stevens Roofing.
Around here at Wrangler, we are all excited for spring. The longer days, the warmer nights. When you've got your pick of shorts and jeans, either works just fine. Blue skies, open roads. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Hi, I'm April Rose, and we all know about the speed of sound. But have you ever thought about the sounds of speeding? If you drive over the speed limit, there are lots of sounds that you might hear. You could hear the sound of your vehicle crashing, the sound of first responders desperately trying to save you. You could even hear the sound of people crying at a funeral. Because if you drive over the speed limit, you could do damage that's beyond repair. One way or another, speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Get a $10 O'Reilly Auto Parts gift card after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of Mobil 1 Full Synthetic Motor Oil in-store or online.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. If you miss The Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
Do you read between the lines, Minnick? Sometimes you got to make difficult choices.
Yeah.
Dak knows what we're up against.
I think you're reading that as Dak would be the one that would go by. The two examples he gave, they got rid of a wide receiver, they got rid of a defensive back because they can hide those guys not being there. You can't hide not having a quarterback.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Bum, 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 bum. Do-do-do-do-do. Josh says you're going to be in Pledge's wedding. No. No.
We got a bit of time before we need to worry about something like that.
My producer in Houston got married. I went to it. But I did it begrudgingly, and he was my producer for 8 years. What could I tell him? No. Like
you did. At what point did you learn his name? The 5th, 6th year?
I mean, he was like, I worked with him every single day. So I
what's his name over there?
Charles. Oh, Charles in Charge. It's easy to remember because when you know.
Well, I'm impressed that you got to know the help.
He was my producer. He wasn't the help.
You act like, I mean, he's your buddy. Of course you're going to the wedding.
Yeah, I didn't want to. But Pledge, Liz, I've known him for 2 months. I got news. I mean, maybe I don't even know, but he'd have to work on my show. If a producer from the other show, like the morning show, had asked me to come to his wedding, I would have said no.
We're all on the same team.
Yeah, but we're on different parts of the team. Like, if I'm on the offense and a cornerback asks me to go to his wedding, I'm going to be out of town that weekend.
Wow.
Yeah. But if you're on
I'll keep that in mind.
If we play on the same side of the ball, I'll show
wear
up.
The same jersey, even if he's got a purple jersey on.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
I'll keep that in mind.
I'm trying to, like, I don't know. It would have to be like, I would have to be told that it's really important for me to be there.
Well, it is a wedding.
If I'm someone's like, I don't want anyone to feel like the responsibility of, like, they feel like they need to ask me to go to their wedding.
But there's a benefit to going.
That's the open bar.
Yes.
Yeah, that's nice. But I've got booze at home.
Even that, it's not enough.
Yeah, I've got booze at home. I just don't need it.
I need a good wedding every now and again. In fact, if you've got weddings coming up,
and often
fun.
If you invite me to your wedding, chances are good I'll get you a gift off your registry. Like if we're friends.
No, I make birdhouses.
Okay, that works too.
Birdhouses specific to the couple's personalities.
I make lemon crinkle cookies.
See, that's more appropriate.
But I'd rather not go. And so I wish that, I'm trying to think, like, if your son got married, and which you think might be a possibility one day.
One is imminent.
And he said, "Oh, Dad, I feel like we should invite your co-host." Feel free to just say that's not necessary.
You wouldn't get that crazy.
Okay. So but if you said, "Hey, you've been around my family a few times. He really took a liking to you." It would mean a lot to him if you came to his wedding.
Would you buy that?
Because you were asking me, then yes.
Well, I think that would go without saying. And I think
because we're on the same team.
You should treat that with every invitation, that you're on the same team, that they are willing to invest money. They're going to pay for your meal.
No, they're trading it for a gift.
Well, I mean, there is that.
It's a trade. It's a barter.
It's really not even a fair trade.
Yeah. It's for a set of steak knives or whatever. I don't know.
I will say that of the weddings that I've gone to recently of the next generation, they're very different than they used to be. I haven't been to a formal wedding in quite some time. It's a lot more low-key affair. And I found that you don't go to most of the weddings you go to now, it is really just the very close ones, the friends. And those weddings I've had the most fun at because it truly is a family experience. And lately, if you do get invited, you have made the cut. I mean, you were argued over.
Yeah.
And I've watched it happen.
And I really don't want to be in any more weddings.
If you're arguing over me, just send me home. It's okay.
Somebody
probably wants to be there far more than I do.
Like, do you want to be a groomsman? No.
Well, if you were a groomsman, at least that means you probably had a pretty good bachelor party.
Yeah. All my friends that I'm close enough with to be in their wedding party have all gotten married now.
Yeah,
I think I've cleared it.
You have. You cleared the first. Now you get the second one, and the second ones are always a lot more low key and a lot more fun.
Yeah. I guess one day my kids will get married. I'll have to go to their weddings.
Yeah, but they're boys, so you really are going to be responsible for. And this has even gone by the wayside. The rehearsal dinner is not what it used to be. That used to be a big deal. Now it seems to be lesser. And then I'm
going to get catered
show up.
from White Castle is my plan.
That
works for Gen Z. I think.
I think so. They don't got any money. It's not like they have any money.
Yeah, just eat a bunch of sliders.
All the money. We got all the money, so we control the size of the wedding.
That's right.
So you will have sliders if you like it.
The NBA and TNT, Rob.
This is a crazy story, and you know what? It makes our opinion of what happened. You gotta kind of shade it yet because it feels like TNT had this in their back pocket all along.
So TNT told the NBA they had rights in their contract to match.
Right, they had the right of first refusal. If they matched what the NBA asked, they got the deal.
And they told the NBA, we're going to match, which the offer from Amazon Prime is hefty, $1.8 billion per year agreed to with Amazon. The idea that TNT could potentially match that is wild to me. That the NBA would be worth that to TNT.
It would be a loss leader. They wouldn't make money on that alone.
The NBA is expected to decline. This is what I don't understand, and you're a half lawyer, so you know this better than me.
But
the NBA is expected to decline the network's right to take that package because they don't want TNT to be their broadcast partner. So TNT they're allowed to say their rights are we can match this offer and continue having the rights, but the NBA they can decline that. What does that mean?
I think you just defined it. If in the contract said if you match, you get the gig, then you match. Now, keep in mind the uproar about losing. And I think at some point from November to the end of, I'll say the middle of April, the TNT show with the four partners is as big as the game they just broadcast. And I'll say it again. TNT, their show before and after is bigger than the game that they broadcast in January. We are tuning in to see. I think they know that, and they're willing to spend that kind of money. And I think this also gives the NBA the ability to go, you know what? We looked at the streaming stuff, Mr. Bezos. We want your money. We can't take it. Let's talk about another way. So we still get some money. Let's find another way for you to spend some money with your digital influencing kind of stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't manufactured by the league. They get to keep Charles in charge and all of that. They get to keep the familiarity with the TNT and all of that. And they can pursue other avenues of revenue from Amazon. I wouldn't be surprised if this was already in play.
Says TNT's intention to go after Amazon means that NBC is in the clear to join ABC ESPN as a new partner.
Yep.
NBC will have regular season games exclusively on Peacock on Mondays, NBC broadcasts on Tuesdays and Sundays. The Sunday package will begin after the NFL season ends. NBC will have the All-Star game, a full slate of playoff games, including 6 conference finals.
Wow.
They will pay $2.5 billion per season over the next 11 years. ESPN will retain the NBA finals every year and conference finals each of the 11 seasons except for one, which I don't know why it's just one, but
must be something that they have scheduled to cover.
While doling out $2.6 billion per year, just under the $2.7 billion per year it pays the NFL.
Live play-by-play, baby.
And then the 3 entities, either ESPN, NBC, and Amazon, or ESPN, NBC, and TNT, will pay an additional $2.2 billion over the 11 years for the WNBA.
Which is one of those. You like us, you're going to have to pay that
This is part of the deal, bub. So
bring a friend to take out my ugly girlfriend.
Now, a lot of this is TNT, like the basketball fans want TNT.
I think the NBA knows that. Losing Chuckster and that crew, separating them into different entities is not good for anybody.
So what TNT's trying to do is they're basically trying to hold the NBA hostage. The NBA wants to be out of the TNT business, and TNT saying,
I don't think they do. This is not a surprise to them. They did not know about what TNT could do.
I don't think they thought TNT would match the offer.
I think
the NBA wants to work with Amazon.
I think they want Amazon's money. They don't want to lose what I'm not kidding. That the show itself is as big or bigger than most of the games they come on before and after. For several months during the season, when I tune in to see a game that has, Charlotte's one time on national TV, that's the TNT game. I'm not tuning in to see Charlotte versus you name the team. I'm tuning in for Chuck and Kenny. We know that.
Here's why I think they don't want TNT. If the parties can't agree, they're going to land in court with TNT suing to stay in business with the league.
Mm-hmm.
There's a possibility the NBA gives some sort of financial settlement to TNT to make them go away.
Now, there is that chance that this is a money grab. I'll buy that.
But in the future, the NBA decided we are no longer entertaining the idea of matching right. There's no back end matching rights.
Oh, no,
once your deal is up, you're done. We decide what happens next.
But that tells me even more that they knew that mistake was coming. That if they've already built into the next contract, we're never going to get caught in this again. They've already talked about the situation they find themselves. Could be a cash grab. I think it's a way to find. Maybe they get to be the production house for this TNT show that shows on Amazon. I don't know, but it seems like a way to keep this foursome, that show, as part of the NBA. This is what it feels like to me.
To me, and now they've got 1 year left, which it feels like such an awkward, like it's like a mom and dad decided to divorce, but their daughter's 17 and she'll move out next year. And when she moves out, they'll be empty nesters. So they've made it this long. We might as well wait this one more year, and then we'll get our divorce. But there's a bunch of tension. They're sleeping in separate rooms because it's weird right now.
And that's basically how it should have felt. And I think that.
And the NBA is going to give TNT alimony.
I don't know if this is a cash grab. I do think that as a fan, and Silver's no fool, the biggest ambassadors that he has for the NBA is a foursome that is going away in the midst of this massive investment. They're going to find a way to keep this crew together. The only way that that it would fall apart is, of course, money, and that's always the reason. Yeah. But this feels like an incense to me for TNT to kind of inflict. I've got a contractual obligation here. I'm matched.
What is TNT Sports if they don't have? I mean, they get the college basketball tournament.
They get a little bit of that. They do a little bit of Braves, I think. They got some wrestling.
No, they don't have wrestling.
They don't have wrestling anymore?
They got rid of that.
I don't know. That's the only time I ever go to TNT. Yet again, another reason why they need to kind of hold on to this.
Wow.
Movies that I can find elsewhere without commercials.
Well, yeah. What am I going to watch? How I Met Your Mother reruns?
And I could watch that someplace else without commercials.
Yeah. No, I think they need to stay. I mean, TNT's, I understand. Well,
this ain't over.
They could just say, well, let's shut down our sports department, which is always a possibility. Or they can take all the money they get from the NBA and invest it in something else.
It could be a cash grab. I don't believe it. And when I heard Ernie was going to stay on with TNT no matter what happened, and I kept thinking, to do what?
Oh, yeah, that's I don't know what they do. Oh, Keep It Sports, he says TNT has AEW wrestling.
See, yeah, but I remember the old times
when they had WCW.
Right, that was part of their
WCW.
Gig.
Ric Flair, baby.
Woo! How many billions are we talking about?
In the twos.
That's per
2.6 per year.
And the promise will be after football season, we will have basketball every night of the week.
Yes.
That's the promise from the NBA, that you will have access through Peacock and NBC and Amazon and ESPN, that every night of the week during the second half of the season, you'll have a game.
You need that?
I'm certainly not against it.
Yeah.
Now, it might end some marriages.
Yeah, I like when there's like the big game of the week or whatever. I liked that. I don't know. I don't know if I need basketball.
I'm not against it. It's not something I don't need it every night of the week, but I'm not free the same way other people are.
That's
so
true.
We'll see. The idea, though, of saying goodbye to Chuck, I still think is just unfathomable to the league. Just can't imagine.
And he is he just that loyal to Ernie that he won't work for ESPN?
No, this is money, money, money. Everything is for sale.
Dude, when you're talking about $2.6 billion per year, I think you can afford Chuck's salary.
So we can find some room to keep Shaq and Chuck and Kenny and Ernie together for a couple of hours a week.
All right. When we come back, we'll take a look at the daily lines and we'll talk about that Spurs offseason ranking, where they sit. It is the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the first annual back-to-school drive, Saturday, August 3rd, from noon till 2 p.m. while supplies last at Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-age children, only while supplies last, so don't be late. Saturday, August 3rd, from noon to 2 p.m. at Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Presented by the Gomez Law Firm and in part by ProStar Home Care Services, Sonora Bank, Las Palapas, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mom, it's school shopping time.
On it. Ooh, Target has select supplies like crayons and glue sticks for 25 cents, plus markers for 50 cents.
Next, my new Rockstar vibe means new clothes.
Ooh, totally. These graphic tees are $6 and made to last.
And a strawberry lunch bag to match my sweet personality.
Got it. And it's only $5. Plus, get your favorite Good and Gather snacks. They're now at a new lower price.
Best team ever.
When it comes to low prices, Target has your back to school.
They say to make yourself indispensable at work. So I developed a digital catering solution that only I can operate. Okay, it's actually easycater.com.
David!
They love me because I, the director of catering logistics, not a real job, use EasyCater to get catering from all our favorite restaurants. Tight budget? No problem. Need vegetarian options? Gluten-free? Check and check.
D-Man, you crushed lunch today.
It was easy. EasyCater.
EasyCater is your all-in-one tech platform for ordering food for work. Start your order at easycater.com.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circus Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rate. Circus Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circusports.com for details.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hi, April Lancieri here from the Lancieri Auto Group. And Danielle Gunter, Executive Director of Texas Yes, here to tell you about the Drive Away for Education raffle sponsored by the Lancieri Auto Group. Proceeds directly benefit Texas schools and students.
And now you can help by purchasing raffle tickets. The winner gets to choose a new Chevy, Nissan, Jeep, Volkswagen, or Kia.
Plus, there's a chance to win additional prizes through our weekly drawings, a shopping spree, or a gas card.
Get your raffle tickets today at TexasYesProject.org.
Winner responsible for tax title license and federal withholding.
Jedi are being murdered.
Now streaming, Star Wars Returns, only on Disney+.
I didn't do it! Believe me!
She was my student. Let me be the one to bring her in.
Now she's a student of the dark side. An acolyte.
Star Wars The Acolyte. New episodes Tuesdays, only on Disney+.
Are you ready to build your company's dream team? Just like in sports, finding skilled players is essential for success. With Robert Half's winning combination of specialized recruiting professionals and award-winning AI, we'll help you find the MVPs and key role players who will have you hanging banners in the rafters. Because in business, it's all about having the experienced team on your side. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
Will CeeDee Lamb show up for training camp or hold out for a new deal? San Antonio Sports Star is live from Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California, with the answer to that question and others. Team coverage brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds continues all this week. South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz. You're listening to 94.1 Star.
Tick, tick, tick. I'm going to punch in. It's 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Well done.
Now, I'm here to catch the slack, baby.
What a pro.
What a
pro.
I give away all your cookies?
I did. Last
Good.
cookie's gone.
Too bad, man. Those were excellent. You need to make some more.
I'll make some more cookies next week.
Next week?
Yeah.
No, it won't be next week.
Oh, no, it'll be the week after.
No,
next.
we'll have access to a kitchen.
Yeah, but
bake for the team.
I won't have my goodies there. I won't have my my setup.
You bring that stuff and you offer it to the players. Like care for a scone.
Bring all my flours and sugars and the TSAs and be like, what's this dude doing with a half pound of cocaine?
I'm baking for Ezekiel.
Sir, that's pastry flour.
No, you can go to the store and get some certain kind of butter.
Oh yeah,
and we'll be in the land of that kind of butter.
Hey,
you could make those legal brownies there.
Oh yeah,
you could put your baking skill to the test.
Yeah, make my mom's special carrot cake.
Oh, that's a carrot cake that just keeps on giving.
Oh boy, hey, there were off-season grades for every team in the NBA. How'd you do this off-season? How'd you come up? And not surprisingly, and this might be terrifying, by the way, there were two teams that got an A.
Let me throw it out. Can I guess? Philadelphia and San Antonio.
No. Oklahoma City gets an A.
Oh, that's right. The trade for Giddey. Good move.
Yes.
You're right. Yeah.
It says they turned a player that was frankly a negative fit for them.
Yep.
In Josh Giddey for perhaps the most desirable role player that was available this offseason in Alex Caruso. Oklahoma City now has 2 of the 5 best perimeter defenders in the NBA, and it can weaponize the Caruso-Lou Dort pairing in multiple ways.
Lou Dort!
Which, by the way, Lou Dort, often compared to Bronny James.
Not so favorably, but often.
It says Caruso was so good on the ball in Chicago that the Bulls never really had a reason to let him play off it. And if Dort's defending the best opposing scorer on most nights, Caruso could easily lead the NBA in steals.
Hey, we're being a little bit too optimistic on Caruso. It's a great get. It is Alex Caruso. But yes, a very good move.
And it says if the Thunder do decide they have a need that they must address through a significant trade, Dort is now redundant enough to justify moving, especially with Case and Wallace in the pipeline as well.
Case and Wallace, his brother Keaton.
And then it talks about Isaiah Hartenstein, who they brought in, and
that's a good team.
Likely not going to start, but I mean, you could play him alongside Chet. So they did some good things. And then Nikola Topic, who maybe when he comes back, maybe you've got something. Maybe you got something special.
I will say this: Oklahoma City is exactly who I thought they were. And they have not lessened one bit.
Well, and they were already really good. That's what's scary. When a really good team has an offseason like that, it's like, oh boy. San Antonio Spurs also get an A.
Yeah.
And it says in 2031, Victor Wembanyama will be an 8-year veteran, presumably at the peak of his powers. Said, we don't know where the Sacramento Kings will be, but they've missed the playoffs 17 of the last 18 years. So it feels reasonable to assume they'll be worse than Wemby's team. The Spurs gained the right to swap first-round picks for the Kings in 2031 by getting Harrison Barnes, a player who makes them better this season, which is true. And it says they have taken on basically no long-term risk and managed to substantially improve both their short and long-term prospects. Rob Dillingham trade is another example. With Castle coming in, okay, we don't want to give the minutes to a guy who's developing as a ball handler when we've got another one. So let's turn that into more future stuff. And now you get Chris Paul. And it mentions in this article, ask Shai Gilgeous-Alexander how valuable a season with Chris Paul was to his development. I mean, that's huge.
We saw it. Yes, I cannot get over how upset and worried I was to where I am today. all of my concerns a month ago have been allayed. Every concern I had about what Brian Wright had done turns out was in prep for what he was about to do, and it appears that they planned appropriately and they worked the plan to a T. They didn't do anything stupid. They didn't overstretch. They didn't promise. They did the things that were appropriate to do. Sometimes that's all it takes.
A couple teams get a B, including the Dallas Mavericks.
They got work, but
says Klay Thompson replaces Tim Hardaway Jr. as the expensive third scorer. Quentin Grimes replaces Josh Green as the developmental 3-and-D guy. And Najee Marshall replaces Derek Jones as the wing stopper. And that's kind of true. Golden State says incomplete now, but they get a B. I like that these guys graded like a little more harshly. So there's only a handful of teams that get Bs. Rockets get a C+.
For inactivity?
Reed Shepherd, the big win. But it says where you fall on Houston's offseason is going to depend on what you think of their playerless trade with the Nets.
Yeah.
They gave up 2 draft assets, which was Brooklyn's unprotected in 25 and an unprotected swap in 26 to get 4 picks, most of them from Phoenix. And then now the Nets, there was at the time there was reporting that the Nets wouldn't have made the Mikal Bridges trade without getting their pick back.
I would think so.
So they might have kind of bamboozled the Rockets a little bit there.
I don't think so. I think the Rockets are doing exactly what they needed to do.
And at the bottom of the barrel, the worst teams, there's 2 D minuses. No, 1 D, 1 D minus. Clippers are the only D minus.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Lakers are a D.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one more D. Denver Nuggets.
Well, they got a weird aged signing, but
losing KCP too was a big deal. So, yeah, the Clippers are a disaster.
And Philadelphia wasn't on this list. Getting Paul George, getting that piece that appears to be the piece that they need to keep up, if not pass, Boston. That was a huge move.
Yeah.
In the history of the Celtics, it's
one
of the top 3 or 4 biggest things that's ever happened to that franchise.
Here's why. This article is NBA offseason grades for every Western Conference.
Western Conference. Okay.
So you were right. They probably are an A. But nice to know the Spurs looked at as a great offseason. So it's hard to beat an A.
Just don't do anything stupid. Kiss it, baby. I mean, and they kissed it. What else? They did exactly what should have been done, and you get an A.
All right. Now let's take a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
AJ, I was good for $6 yesterday. Positive $6.
Atta baby.
There we go. It was, you don't go broke. Make it a profit.
Nope. It's Paul Skeens Day.
Oh, who are we pitching against?
Paul Skeens and the Pittsburgh Pirates take on Lance Lynn and the St. Louis Cardinals. Pirates minus 179.
I like Lance.
Is that tempting to you?
I like Lance. He's been resting for a minute.
How about this? How about if you like Lance and we know you like Paul Skeens, how about the total of 8?
That's a little high.
So you can get under 8 if you.
Would you go low? I think I like below that.
I think I like below that too. Yeah. And especially knowing the Cardinals, they strike out so much. Like Nolan Gorman, who strikes out basically every time he bats. Now he's got to bat against Paul Skeens, who strikes everybody out. Yeah, I'd bet the over prop on Skeens strikeouts might be a way to look at things too, which is usually going to probably be overpriced, but something I'd consider. Jameson Taillon pitching for the Cubbies, minus 105 against Colin Ray and the Milwaukee Brew Crew. Jordan Hicks on the mound for the Giants. They're at the Dodgers. Landon Knack minus 135. Of note, for those LA Dodgers, they just designated James Paxton for assignment. The Big Maple sent down to the minors. Guy with like 3 or 4 years ago, one of the best pitchers in baseball, Gonzo.
Got the yips.
Chris Sale pitching against the Reds, minus 207. Big favorite there in Atlanta. The Ozzie Albies injury for the Braves has forced up a call of young prospect Nacho Alvarez Jr. for Atlanta. Reportedly, the Salamanca brothers very upset that Nacho is going to be in on the big
Wait
squad.
till Gustavo Frayne starts loading up, boy. There's going to be a gunfight.
You don't want to piss off those Salamancas.
Oh, man. That's what
Very, very dangerous people. John Gray going for the Texas Rangers. Garrett Crochet, Garrett Crotchet, until he leaves the White Sox, is going for Chicago. Gray, a minus 128 favorite. That's a pretty good pitcher. That's a good pitcher, bad team situation for the White Sox. Crotchet sitting at a dog number. Jake Bloss. Jake Bloss, you may remember for the Astros, was the fella who got called up, pitched one game, and then hurt himself. And they're like, oh, this is our big prospect. And then didn't last. He is a minus 129 road favorite against Osvaldo Bido and the Oakland Athletics. So the Astros shut out by the A's yesterday 4-0. Might want to get a hit or something. Would be a good call if you're the Astros today. And the other team in that AL West triumvirate that's trying to get back on top, the Seattle Mariners. Logan Gilbert on the hill tonight against Jose Soriano. Gilbert and the Mariners minus 162 favorites at home. Subway Series, Yankees Mets. Luis Gil minus 154 against Jose Quintana and the Mets. And Zach Wheeler on the hill for Philly, minus 138 on the road at Minnesota.
Like that.
So I kind of like that as well. So there you go. There's your look at baseball. I figured we could use today to take a look. And I'm guessing you may not have a good feel for these yet, but I'm going to ask you anyway about some of these early games in the Olympics. Australia minus 5.5 against Spain.
Ooh.
Feels like a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, but this is not the Spanish team.
There's no
remember.
Gasols.
The Gasols are all gone.
No,
the Rubios have all aged out. So you get the Juanchos and those, which aren't quite the Aussies.
Yeah.
I like the Aussie team. They're pretty good.
How about Germany minus 17.5 against Japan?
It'll be 30. That's an easy
okay.
Take that money.
France minus 13 against Brazil.
I haven't seen Brazil play. I don't know. But you got to figure. Wouldn't be that night. What do you have, like 18-13, and you missed a 3 to win it or something close? They're playing well. I got to assume they'll cover that.
You know who I think gets smacked? Greece. Canada minus 8 against Greece.
Ooh,
I think Canada wrecks them.
I like that a lot.
So that'll be Saturday. Puerto Rico minus 3.5 against South Sudan. I feel like maybe South Sudan's close call against the U.S. has them a little expensive here.
I'm not touching that.
They scared you off, huh?
Because you'd think Puerto Rico going away.
That's
Team USA light is what that is. And after what I saw, I ain't touching that.
You know what I'm not touching? Team USA's number against Serbia. Team USA, who's been by the skin of their teeth hanging on, minus 14.5. I feel high to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
all right, friends, we're all done here for the day. We're going to take the rest of the day off. We're going to take naps.
Yes.
And we're going to watch TV. And then we'll come back tomorrow and do this all over again. The Blitz with Jason and Joe coming up at 2. Enjoy it, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.